Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy Friday. Very exciting.
It's exciting. John Glenn, I'm just reading about John Glenn because everybody knows he's dead. Got married 1943.
I hope there are people that are like don't follow the news.
Oh.
And they're just like, I just turned on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts and see what's going on in the world. And you were just like, I'm reading about John Glenn because everybody knows he's dead.
Well, I found out last night.
I wish that's how the news would deliver stuff. Everybody knows John Glenn's dead, right? You know he's in space. He's dead.
He was married since 1943. That's a mate. 57, 67. Is that 73 fucking years, man? He was married.
Yeah, but he did other stuff. You know what I mean? Like he did, for instance, like
that's a long time to be married.
But when you're an old man and you're going to space and you got to prep to go into space and all that stuff, that's a lot of time that gets eaten up.
Yeah, but it's 73 years. You wonder, like his wife, they said survives him, and like, okay, she's still around. So what does she do? What do you do when you're married to someone for 70-something years and they're just gone?
Probably throw a parade.
You think you're happy?
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's a generation that, like now, if you're in a relationship, I think most people, if they hit a rough spell in their relationship, they'll just go fuck it. You know, divorcing is not tough. A lot of people do that now. They didn't used to do that then. Like this generation of people, they just fought through the bad times. And eventually, if you don't solve your problems, you just kind of live with resentment for your partner all your life. And that's why, like, I know it's an accomplishment when people are married for a long time, but there are so many people that are just unhappily married for a long time that you go, I don't know if I should be congratulating you or if you should have gotten divorced 30 years ago.
I also think some of them didn't fight about the stuff people fight about now. Because back then it was more like the husband ruled the house.
Right.
So there was less, it was one of those things where shit that women would never put up with today.
They just had to put up with, that was just part of it.
It was part of it. You just, he doesn't want to do it, so I won't do it. So maybe they fought less about stuff.
Right. Or
but yeah, that stinks.
Or not having to answer for your late nights. Well, he's at the office. He had to stay at the office, and, you know, as long as he's bringing home the bread, what can I say?
Hey, you wonder if John Glenn was fucking other women.
I would have to imagine at some point.
First guy in space? I mean, first American in orbit?
At some point, he had to, right?
Yeah.
He had to enjoy that.
It's kind of annoying him, too, that Neil Armstrong and fucking Buzz Aldrin get all the credit. Michael Collins, when he was actually up there first. He didn't go to the moon, but he was still in space.
He didn't get out of, you didn't get out of the ship, though. That's like being like, I drove through Cincinnati one time, but somebody who's actually been there, it's like, well, I've been to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
It's a different deal altogether.
It's gotta suck.
I should have fucking got out. I told you guys we should have got out.
Just
when we
open
got
the door.
there.
He probably said that when he was up there. Let's open the door.
Let's land. Let's
see what happens.
Let's just see what's out there.
No, right.
He didn't though. And he doesn't get any of the credit. He does get credit for, because he went back to space. Isn't he the one who went back to space and was the old man in space?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets credit for that.
The space station, though.
Huh? Yeah, but still, I mean, just the fact, the fact that he was in a spaceship, he always gets credit for being the old guy in space. But most people, you're right, give him zero credit for being the first dude up there.
But he doesn't. He never got to go to the moon.
No,
I wonder why. Probably too dumb.
You think so? He's too stupid. They're like, look, this spaceship is capable of going to the moon, but you have to be smart enough to bring it there.
Yeah, we don't trust you.
And he's just like, okay.
Circle the block like a dummy. You just go in circles.
Everybody today's talking about what a hero John Glenn was, and you're theorizing that maybe he didn't land on the moon because he was too stupid.
Yeah, he was a big fool. They didn't trust his driving.
Just a big idiot.
95, man.
It's like one of the most decorated people in history.
Yeah, and he did it all with half a brain. Who would have thought?
He flew with Ted Williams.
Did he really?
In the war, yeah.
Wow.
What an amazing senator life. For like forever.
But I'll tell you, I bet there's more people that to this day mourn the life of Ted Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a hero. Ted Williams, I mean, that's a guy. He's a baseball man.
Go back to that
last one to hit 400.
Yeah.
He looked old there. In 57, he had already been married for 14 years. Couple of kids, and he looked old there. Yeah, he looked like a middle-aged guy there. That's what being married will do to you.
Yeah,
she was hot though. Holy shit.
Yeah, but look at how put together
her
she
hat
was.
Sucked.
You didn't like her hat?
No, I didn't like her hat. But what a pretty girl.
This was the Jackie O days. That's when those pillbox hats were a fashion statement.
That was 6 years before Kelly got killed.
But that it's such a great photo we're looking at, right? Because he's holding his two kids, but his wife is just standing behind him, and she couldn't be more on the pay no mind list. Like, it's like, okay, you've made my kids for me. Just go do something with yourself.
Yeah, stand back there and polka dots.
Yeah, exactly.
Very pretty.
Enjoy your necklace.
Can we have more pictures of John Glenn?
He's dead.
Yeah, I heard.
No, yeah.
Passed away.
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows he's dead. Just a stupid guy who died.
Wow. It's weird to see really like young pictures of very old people.
Because they didn't have the technology that makes it look real. So it just looks almost like, well, that's just like a storybook.
And it
doesn't really exist.
And they look good. Like they look young and healthy. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck.
Well, yeah, I mean, taking photos back then was an event.
It was.
Yeah, they had to put themselves together. They had to, there's no multiple shots.
No, you get one.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
We'll see in a week if it came out.
You made us blow up a light bulb for this picture. You better not blink. They used to break all the time.
What's it like to marry someone and be with them for that long? I'm fascinated by that. Like your whole life is tied into a person.
But like nowadays, not that many people. That generation would either put up with shit, they would resent each other, they could kind of secretly move out. You know what I mean? They could spend some time away from each other. All kinds of weirdness happened back then to avoid the word divorce.
Was that then? Go back a little bit. Was that then with Jack up there? That was with John Kennedy and
That's his wife, John Kennedy.
his wife. Who's on the end there?
I don't know.
Yes, somebody else, because John Kennedy, boy, Jackie Kennedy is getting real close. Real close.
So what happened was, I mean, he was a hero for a long time. He's still a hero, but I mean,
John Glenn?
yeah, when he went up into space until Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin,
Right.
he was the guy. But then they go up and do the whole fucking moon thing. You're like, oh shit.
I bet John Glenn was like but he was probably a moon conspiracy theorist.
Absolutely.
Like he probably thought the moon landing did not ever happen.
And when he talked about it, they probably just discouraged him from going. We're going to go. We got these guys, Neil and Buzz and Michael. And he's probably like, it's dangerous. I wouldn't. I don't know.
It's not a good idea, guys.
I mean, I'll go peek around if you want, but
yeah, it's not good. And then the
Didn't we already go up there?
yeah, it's like, what's the big deal? It's not a bunch of moon rocks.
Trust me, guys. I've been up there. I looked out the window. It's really just a big stone. You don't. It's nothing to see. Let's skip that mission.
Oh, he ran for president too. Remember? 63.
In 1984.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
We don't.
No, I don't.
Well, but you didn't know. But you didn't know that.
I was 6 months old. No, I don't remember when John Glenn ran for president. No, I was 1 year old when he ran for president.
Nope,
I don't
not
recall.
pluralized.
Who did he run against?
That I don't know.
See?
I don't even know what party he was.
Yeah, I don't know either, I guess. He lost that one too.
Yeah.
He's not all that great. I mean, John Glenn, he's not the first guy to walk on the moon.
Yeah.
He didn't, for a hero, he didn't do a good job in the election.
Was he a Republican or a Democrat? He was a Democrat.
Ran in the Democratic primaries.
Primaries. Oh, Mondale. Didn't Mondale get his dick kicked in by Reagan? That was the year that
Yeah.
him and Geraldine Ferraro lost 49 states to 1. Jesse Jackson, Gary Hart. Oh, what sunk Gary Hart? What was her name? Another girl. I think he said, follow me. He challenged the media to follow him, and they did. And they caught him with a girl. That was a disastrous move. Wait, what was the girl's? Fuck.
John Glenn lost to Walter Mondale?
He might have. Mondale was I don't know what he did. Was he vice president for Jimmy Carter?
Yeah, but still, it's embarrassing. If you get your dick kicked in, and you can't even beat the guy who got his dick kicked in, you know what I mean?
Well, against Reagan, he probably would have lost 50 states to none.
He was vice president for Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, he
Roland says her name was Donna Rice.
yes, Donna Rice.
Roland
That's right.
knew that?
Well, for Rice,
I
of course.
have no idea how he knew that.
She's a carb. That's how he knows.
Oh my God!
Can you imagine losing 49-1?
Humiliating.
Oh,
And he lost. I think he lost. Both their home states got lost.
John Glenn probably would have been like, I would have won. I think I would have won if you guys had just given me a chance
at least
in
we
the
got
primaries.
2.
Yeah, I could have done better than him.
What state did they win? I guess they lost California even because Reagan was the governor there. So they.
Minnesota.
Oh, well, yeah.
The state that voted Jesse Ventura as their governor. You mean they're not responsible voters in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah,
She was cute. Donna Rice was hot.
And they barely won. 49.72 to 49.54.
you know what I love about this? As we're talking about the death of John Glenn, the conversation's been distracted by much more interesting Walter Mondale.
Yeah.
Again, he gets beaten out by him,
That's what we do.
even on the day of his death.
But I think Walter Mondale's dead.
Hopefully.
Let's hope so.
He's humiliated. So what did you, Do you get sad when you hear John Glenn's dead?
No. Oh, he's 88, Walter Mondale. No, I mean, he's 95 years old.
Yeah, it's
Had an
time, right?
amazing life. He did everything you could want to do. He was a contributor to... So, yeah, good for him. Like, he had a great life.
Right. He did it right.
It's hard to be sad when someone's over 90. That's the instinct, is to go, you did good. I mean, you're happy for them that they live that long, as opposed to being bummed out that they're dead. There's a woman now, I think she's 117, who's the oldest woman.
Yeah.
She's the last woman that was born in the 1800s, or the last person that was born in
That
the
was right. Yeah, she's 117.
But what have you done for me lately?
What does she eat? She eats like 3 eggs a day, maybe 2. She's a really fucking bizarre diet. And that's kind of frightening to think, like 95. She was 22 when he was born. She was already taking dick. She was taking dick when he was born.
Wow.
Kirk Douglas is 100 today.
Wow, yeah, he's another one. He's doing... He's still pretty coherent, right?
Still walks around, yeah. They had a photo of him yesterday going for a stroll.
Let me see old Kirk.
When do you stop fucking, though?
That depends on if you're married, especially that generation. Kirk Douglas probably fucked a lot.
But he's not fucking anymore.
No.
There's no way he could hold up. Because I'm just thinking 117. How long has it been since she got laid, right? If you're thinking she was getting laid when what's his name, when John Glenn was a baby, when did she have to stop?
100 years old. Fucking Kirk Douglas is 100 years old.
He doesn't look it.
Shit.
He looks like
No, it's him. Is that really?
Yeah. What do you think? Yeah.
Well, the picture I saw right before that, I didn't realize.
He looks like a mummy.
Yeah.
He looks like an exhibit at a museum.
Yeah, like plenty of people live to be 100, but it's very rare that like a celebrity that you know is like 100.
Yeah.
I'm so glad
You're
that
like, holy shit.
Your body, you just get old and withered, and your body's just not meant to be around that long.
But guess what? Like all these people that lived these long lives, they didn't eat diets like Netflix documentaries tell them to eat. They ate the 1950s diets.
Nope.
Steak and cigarettes.
Yeah,
Burns.
steak, cigarettes, fucking eggs, yolks. Not egg whites, yolks. They loved yolk.
I tell lots of them.
Troy in Nevada. Troy, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam
wasn't a
Roberts.
good one?
No, it was terrible. What's up, Troy?
Hello?
You there, buddy? Oh, I hope the phones don't work and I can blame Sick Baby for testing the phones as the opening music was playing.
Is that when he tested them?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he doesn't, I don't know.
He didn't test them out when he was supposed to?
Shane in Indiana.
Good morning, boys.
Oh, you saved him.
Yeah, hello.
You saved him. Still probably.
Oh, is that Travis dog?
He did. He shouted out to the Travis dog.
Oof.
Sammy, I gotta tell you, a couple times this week you said Jimmy's been wrong, and he's been right. Yesterday he said Joe Theismann was named Theismann, and they changed his name to rhyme with Heisman, and then you keep saying that your dog doesn't like Jimmy, and it does. It's just trying to talk to him.
I don't know what you're talking about. Goodbye, Shane.
Thanks,
Goodbye, Shane. Let's go to Frank in the Bronx.
that.
What's up, Frank?
What's up, whoop, whoop?
Oh, Travis dog. Oof, woof.
Trav dog.
Travis House.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. What's up, Frank?
We need the testing on Friday. The Friday test.
All right, Frank, go on.
Okay. How about John Glenn? Big pussy, right? Never got the do, right? Who gets all the do from that landing?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Buzz is the guy that really dominated. Glenn was always in the back seat. It's like the guy that hit the home run against the Dodgers.
Yeah, but
They weren't on the same mission, were they?
No, of course not. You're thinking of Neil. You're thinking of Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, Neil.
Is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah, and,
Yeah, I
and
think
by
so.
the way, Neil has been dead, and Neil did go out first. Buzz went out second.
And by the way, Neil Armstrong got all the credit.
Yeah. Buzz didn't
When
get
did Mike Tyson land on the moon?
but Buzz got a lot of
He's know what he's doing.
yeah, I know Francis, yeah. But I got
He's a Mongo.
Buzz got a lot of credit for that too. Michael Collins is the one that didn't get credit for the moon.
Was he there too?
He flew.
knew?
Without him there would have been no parade.
Did he step out on the moon?
No, but he did break a record.
What record? Only asshole did land on the moon and not walk on it?
He didn't land on it.
But I thought you said he was on a ship.
He was on the ship. Yeah, well, there's a lunar excursion module was what came out of the ship. The ship didn't land.
Oh, so he just flew them up there and dropped them off? He was like their Uber driver?
Yes, in a way he was. He flew around the other
Well,
side.
then he shouldn't get any credit. He didn't land.
Do you want to hear what record he broke?
I would love to.
He was the farthest distance from another human being in human history.
Whoa.
Because he went around the dark side of the moon while they were walking. No human being had ever been that far from other people. And he was totally cut off from communications. He had no way of... I feel like however long it took to circle the back of the moon. And
Like the Bowie song.
It's like
Yeah.
a parent
Major
dropping off
Tom.
their kid at the mall.
Yeah. And then he had this
What are
circle.
you guys doing down there?
And they shot back up. That must have sucked. That's scary, too. What brave people.
Can you imagine, like, the conversation? Like, all right, now, you're all going to go up.
Right.
But, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of you...
We're
Okay,
gonna need you
here's-
to stay.
We're going to need 3 of you to go up. 2 of you are going to land on the moon, and 1 of you is going to be the furthest away from any human being that anyone's ever done. And the 2 going on the moon will be Neil and... Please say Michael. Please say Michael. Please say Michael. Buzz.
Or they didn't tell them at all. They're like, these are the guys going to the moon, and then for the first couple of days, Michael's like, it's gonna do it. It's gonna be great. We can like kick up rocks at each other.
Yeah.
We can do all this fun shit on the moon.
The
And they know, but they can't tell him.
Mission Control just goes, Michael, would you hit that button, please? Sure. What does this do? Goodbye.
And they're like, no, we got to talk to you for a second. They didn't tell you the whole story.
You got to go the other way. We're gonna land on the moon. You're gonna circle around for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a Jamaican husband waiting in the parking lot of a grocery store. You're going to just... You know that's what happens?
What?
Jamaican husbands will wait in the car while their wives do the grocery shopping every time. Go to a supermarket. Every time. But this guy then has to just circle around the moon and wait. You guys done yet? Nope. Still kicking rocks.
All right, but then we're going to trade, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he probably wanted to know if there was a way to bring the module up and then go back down. They're probably like, no, there's not.
No, there isn't.
Guys, this is going to be awesome. Fucking, we're going to the moon. And they know, but they're like, yeah, it's going to be great. But like, no one told him he's not going.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they have told him before we...
Yeah, you're going to go around the other side.
No, you'll go on the next one.
Yeah, but you get to see the other side. I mean, I'd much rather be where you are, to be honest.
Yeah. Bro, you're about to set a record. Okay, you're going to be a world record holder.
Dude, yeah, we'll be on the moon, but dude, you're going to get to see the other side of it.
Yeah, we're not going to get this. You're going to see the part that we walk on.
That would be pretty cool, actually, to see the other side.
No, it wouldn't be cool.
Oh my God,
I would
that'd be
hate
awesome.
to see it. Do you know how quickly when I realized how far away I was from everybody, you know how quickly I would go into a full-blown panic attack?
Well, you don't have to do anything. The ship just takes you right
It doesn't
back
matter.
48 minutes of each orbit, he was out of radio contact with the Earth. He said
Fuck that.
The feeling he reported was not loneliness, but awareness, anticipation, satisfaction, confidence, almost exultation. Because he knew that he was going to come back and he had done something no other human had ever done.
I mean, you're already up there. Like, you know?
Yeah. You're already at the moon.
Yeah.
You're not scared that the fucking thing's going to... But what if there was
No.
one thing they didn't calculate? What if there's one energy burst that the moon sent out that they didn't know, or whatever the fuck it is?
That's what I mean. And you know you're not even going to... If you die when you're within those 48 minutes, you're not even going to get to tell anybody what happened. Nobody's ever going to know. You're just going to disappear. Okay, 60 times 48. I would just count the 2,880 seconds out loud that I was waiting to get back into contact with somebody.
Well, he was as necessary. He said he counted himself as necessary as the other two, and he was.
Yeah, of course
Without
he
them,
counted
they
it.
wouldn't have gotten back.
But guess who didn't count him as necessary? Buzz and Neil. They walked on the moon. They walked on the moon.
You think it was depressing as he's like leaving the moon? He just sees them bouncing around and having fun.
Yeah. And then when they get back on Earth, he's like, hey, 3 Musketeers are back, huh? And Buzz and Neil have this great experience that they're just like, yeah.
How was it?
We'll wait till he goes to bed. Like it's like when the 3 of them are having like a sleepover and they have to wait until Lamo falls asleep so they can really talk about the cool
They're
stuff.
like, how was it? And he's like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. Come on, guys, how was it? It's all right.
Yeah, it was fine. It was
you know
fine.
how many times like people who had no idea what the 3 of them did like would come up to him and be like, so what was it like?
Oh my God!
Yeah, they definitely. They were like, so the 3 of you. So you walked on the moon.
No, I was there though. No, but I guarantee he had a built-in answer
Yeah.
for like, no, but if it wasn't for me, they'd still be walking on the moon. Oh, what do you mean? Well, I'm the one who zipped him around.
Yeah, they would have just sent another ship or something. You were just the driver. You're just the driver.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't make you that doesn't make you as valuable at all. Just the driver. Buzz and Neil are probably on the ride home going like, oh, no. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. But tell me, how dark was the other side of the moon? Was it as dark? Well, guys, and they just let him talk because they felt bad for him.
Turned his headlights on.
Yeah, I turned the headlights on. It wasn't that dark. He really gets no credit for it.
No, he doesn't. And John Glenn doesn't get a whole lot of credit. I mean, he does. But I mean, when you think of the space, you just think of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin.
He doesn't get colloquial credit.
Even no, he doesn't. And Buzz doesn't even really. It's Neil Armstrong is the one who.
I feel like since Buzz is still alive, he's managed to cash in now.
Yeah,
and he gets credit now. Like
he's probably happy when Neil kicked the bucket.
Oh yeah, he was psyched. That's when he started doing interviews. Probably. I bet he wasn't doing an interview at all while Neil was still around.
When did Neil die? Like 8 years ago.
And that's why Buzz does interviews all the time now.
Now, is that Obama with the three of them?
Neil Armstrong died
2012. Oh, wow,
yeah.
only a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, he probably loved that. He probably loved it. Buzz Aldrin decided to go on a press tour. Okay, I see Neil Armstrong. Look at Buzz's wig.
Is that a wig?
It looks like a wig in that picture. It doesn't look... Yeah, look at the line that comes around the back. That's a terrible wig.
That's a cool shot.
And his suit's too big. Buzz looks like shit in that photo.
Neil Armstrong looks like literally a fucking wax figure that's been propped up.
And who's the third guy?
Barack Obama.
Yeah, I see Neil, I see Buzz, I see Barack, and there's some old white guy there with them.
Oh, broad shoulders Michael Collins.
Oh, Michael Collins,
He's still alive. I bet you he was happy because he got to move up a little bit when Neil kicked the bucket.
I guess, but still, nobody talks to him. Like, nobody knows if he's alive or dead.
I'd love to talk to Michael Collins. I would love to interview him. You know how much fun he'd be to talk to?
So what was it? Yeah, because nobody's ever talked to him before. He's so anxious to tell his story.
Yeah, nobody listens.
No, nobody's interested. So what was it like watching the first two guys walk on the moon from a distance?
Yeah. I think for Neil, it's more I mean, for Buzz, it's more frustrating, though. Because you got to go on the moon.
He did it.
But you were this close to being the first person in history, and Neil did it.
They say that, yeah. Plus, the conspiracy theories are that they faked the moon landing. Nobody debates whether or not we've been in space. So the guy, Michael, who just rotated the moon a bunch of times, people are probably like, yeah, he probably did that. I buy that. But not this walking the moon
believe
shit.
John Glenn. I believe John Glenn.
Yeah, I believe John Glenn. Not that Buzz and Neil.
Yeah,
not those two. I don't think so. Let's go to Robert in Birmingham. Robert, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hey, guys. Yeah, you're talking about Michael Collins, how he felt and what if something happened around there. But, but the two guys that were left down there if something happened, you know how pissed off you get if your ride's late or they don't show up? You know, where the fuck is he? Where could he have gone?
Yeah, Mike, come back. We're ready to go.
There was some funny Gary Larson Far Side cartoon of those guys, like, of one of the astronauts coming back, and he sees a note. And it's like, we waited, but you were... The guys are gone.
They found other things to do.
What are you taking showing a picture of? There's something he was showing a picture of, too. It was pretty cool. Space picture. No, I thought it was something on the moon. I thought it was those guys on the moon.
You want to go to space, you said, right?
I might consider doing the Richard Branson thing, but it would be scary. The idea of that something can happen out there where you get sucked out of the ship, or you crash coming back in and burn because you're going so fast, that would scare me.
Yeah, I'm not going.
It's too much money.
Yeah. What? It's not. I don't care how much money it is. I would never.
$200,000.
Never fucking do it. No way. No way.
$200,000. I don't think I'd do it for that. Not amount of money.
It's scary up there.
Yes, it is.
I don't even like being on planes. Peter in Indiana. What's up, buddy?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, I know that you guys in society gives Michael and all the other pilots that had to orbit the moon a bad rap, but think about it. They hold the ultimate wild card in this fake moon landing shit. If anybody knows that this moon landing was fake, it's got to be one of them guys. They would say, hey, fuck you, I didn't get to go on the moon.
Right.
Yeah, your shit was fake. It was filmed in Arizona.
Yeah, but if they come out and say, listen, it was real, so don't say that it was fake, they're going to say, I've never even heard of you. Who are you to tell me that the moon landing was real or fake? You're made up.
Anyone who thinks the moon landing is fake is a bit of a dope.
Yeah.
If you think the moon landing is fake at this point, I don't know what to tell you.
No, the moon landing wasn't fake.
Of course it wasn't.
No. It's ridiculous.
You think the Soviets would have spoken up?
Yeah. Hey, we just realized something looking at the video. It's clearly fake.
If the Russians have agreed that it happened, when they got nothing out of it because Yuri, whatever his name was, who was the first man in space, was a Russian, they would have probably wanted credit for the first person in space. I don't think they would have allowed the moon landing being faked to be passed off.
No way. Jason in Detroit. What's up, buddy?
Hey, would you guys consider T-Dog the Michael Collins of the show?
Travis Dog. Yeah, I can see.
No.
Who do you think he is then?
I think he's more the Buzz.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of like Michael. I'm in my own little thing here.
Right.
Yeah, you are. I bet you were cranky.
Let's get on with it.
Just annoyed at the whole thing.
Yeah, that is a good. That's an excellent example. He is like the Michael Collins.
He is.
He just kind of picks us up and brings us back.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
He's like our Uber driver.
He sure is. Well, while we're out there traipsing and gallivanting, he's circling, keeping things healthy and well.
Right. And if we ever need to come back to Radio Land, Travis is there to pick us up. The Travis Dog. So stupid.
I like it, though.
So, yes, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
In police. Whatever.
Yeah.
John Glenn.
Yeah, passed away.
He's dead at 95. Being 95. Yeah.
What was anything?
No, that's what happens, I think. That's the official cause of death is that tends to be what happens.
100 fucking years old, Kirk Douglas. I can't believe that. When you get into your 40s, you start noticing people's age. Like, oof, hope I make it.
So when do you start noticing that?
In your 40s, you start noticing like really old people. Like,
but isn't that crazy that like
I would like to live that long?
You're in your 40s, and if you're going to live as long as Michael Douglas has been alive, you're not even halfway there.
I know. I'm probably not going to.
Hopefully not.
I'm stress.
Is it that what you think it is?
Unpleasant work environments.
Oh my God! I don't even know if I don't think I need to live to be 100.
That'd be awesome. There's gonna be so much fun shit. I would love to.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be able to enjoy it.
Sure you can.
What?
As you get older, it's easier and easier to stay. You know, the medicine gets better and treatments get better. Yeah, I'm sure he's enjoying his life. It's not as fun as it was when he was 40 and banging ladies.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's still cool.
I guess it's better than being in the fucking dirt.
Yeah. I'm not going to get buried. I got to be cremated.
Why? Just in case you come back to life?
No, I don't want to lay in the dirt. Either that or maybe cryogenically frozen.
You probably won't feel it.
I don't care. It still freaks me out to be buried in the dirt.
Right.
Fuck that.
What if you wake up?
I saw a video of a guy being buried alive. Just creepy.
Why?
It was available.
Did they help him out?
No, they didn't.
So you watched him be buried alive, and then that was the end of the video. So you know he died there.
Yeah, he's buried up to his neck. They were throwing dirt on him.
Did they cover his face?
Yes.
Oh, no. Why would you watch that?
It was very bad.
Yeah.
I was holding the camera.
I saw there's that movie that Ryan Reynolds did called Buried.
What's
where
that?
The whole thing, like, it takes place... It's one of those movies that's like an hour and a half long, and it takes place in real time, hour and a half. But he's like a soldier or whatever. He's over in the Middle East somewhere, and he wakes up. The movie starts with him waking up in a wooden coffin, having been buried, with a cell phone that has very little battery, and that's it. And the camera is like shot like just inside the coffin. It is such a claustrophobic movie.
Is it a good movie? Don't tell me the end. I'll watch it. That sounds great.
I mean, it's really like, yeah, if you're the type of guy who watches actual people being buried alive, then yeah, it's good. Yeah, and the ending will get you. The ending will get you. Ben in Cincinnati.
Hey, just had a question.
Yeah.
You were saying that Michael Collins was the record holder for being the most isolated person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Did we go back to the moon several, like 11 more times? So there had to be somebody.
I don't think anybody.
Maybe at that point. Yeah, that's a good point. So maybe at that point. I don't think it was 11 more times, but there were a few more missions.
Yeah. And most of them, I mean, only a couple ended up getting out and walking around, right?
No, I mean, I think the only one that did, a bunch of them did, actually. The only one that didn't was the Jim, what was his name, Jim Lovell?
I don't know astronauts' names.
Well, Tom Hanks played him in Apollo 13.
Oh, yeah, they fucked that whole thing up.
Well, no, he saved it. He was a good
Apollo 13?
He was a good captain.
Not a great captain.
Good captain.
The ship didn't even work.
Wasn't his fault. Good captain. Flew his ship back.
Yeah.
I hate people that can't say captain well.
You can't?
Good captain.
Tom
James
Hanks
Lovell,
is a terrible captain.
A great captain.
He crashed a spaceship, he landed a plane in the water, and his boat got taken over by Somalis. He is not good at captaining vehicles. And when he... Oh, no, I don't think he wasn't flying the plane in the stupid Castaway movie.
No, he has been in some fucking motion disasters, though, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
But Tom Hanks, I guess they like how he handles under fire pressure. He's really been in some disasters.
Well, he's good at yelling.
Yeah, he was great in what was the movie with the fucking captain, stupid boat movie? The one that Scott called the boat movie.
I'm the captain now.
Oh, that guy improv that. Did you know that?
I had no idea. Yeah. I'd love to hear that story.
Yeah, what was his...
Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips.
Yeah, Captain Phillips.
At the end when he breaks down and cries, he was really good in that.
But I loved the story behind Captain Phillips, that everybody that was actually on the boat with the real Captain Phillips watched that movie and they were like, this is not the way it happened, and Captain Phillips was a total fucking asshole.
How was he an asshole?
They said that the real Captain Phillips put us in a dangerous situation and he was an asshole.
By going that route?
I guess so, and treating the rest of the cast on the boat, whatever you call them, the rest of the staff, like shit, the rest of the crew.
Well, how'd they want him to treat him? He's the fucking captain. He's the captain now.
Well, not for long.
I'm the captain now. Keep that. How many times has he told that story since he was here?
Oh, he's just waiting. You know, he wants to get into acting now.
Well, yeah. Wait, on that Barkhad Abdi.
Yeah.
Can we just see real quick? Did he tell that story on Conan too? I've never seen this before.
Let's find out.
Can you just check it out if he?
I love the.
Freddie's also got a book of Buseyisms coming out
in the film, and then to realize this is where you're starting.
2013.
This was your first big break.
Yeah, this is my first big break.
Yeah,
and it's good to see you. I watched you a lot on TV.
Oh, you've seen? I had no idea if you had known.
Conan already knows this is going to be a tough interview.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how you move the hair.
That's what you've taken away from all of the No other questions.
Maybe you can watch it and
the hair.
type it in if he says it.
What are your questions? Fire away.
He's asking him to ask him questions about his hair.
Yeah, he knows this is going to be a bad one.
Right. He's like, I'm sure people will be interested in seeing this guy's face, but he's got nothing to say.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
So I heard they just found you and put you in the movie. Yes.
Yeah. What were you doing before that? I was slicing clitorises off and making necklaces. Has he done anything since then, though?
He did. They put him in something.
He's got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he is working.
Coming up, yeah. He's in the Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
I still want to see the guy work, though. That's heartbreaking. Just think of a guy getting fucking...
Look at all the nominations he got.
Yeah, wow, he got a lot of nominations. You have to give the guy work after all those nominations.
He didn't work for 2 years after Captain Phillips.
Wow. What was he filming, though? He might have been filming.
Eye in the Sky? He was in filming Eye in the Sky for 2 years.
Let me go down a little bit. 2017. All right, good.
Yeah, it's not like he was starring in any of these.
No.
No. Day parts.
Episode, voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough, though. So he probably doesn't have a big range of, Somali.
He's not an actor.
Yeah.
He's not an actor. He's a guy that they found to say, I'm the captain now.
But didn't he win something, too? Like, he won...
I'm seeing a lot of nominated.
BAFTA award for Best Actor. He won.
Oh, yeah. And he won a London Film Critics Circle Award.
Black Reel, yeah. He won a lot of... And he got nominated for an Oscar.
He didn't deserve to win any awards.
I don't remember it, but I thought he was good. I thought he did a good job, and he was more... He just did more than just be menacing. I thought he was good.
He was fine.
I didn't mind him winning. Who did he... who was he up against? I don't know why we're talking about this guy.
Doesn't matter.
That's what happens. Just spiral.
He's just... Yeah. We're eulogizing John Glenn. That's why. Hey, you ever seen that Captain Phillips?
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Oh, did you hear about this kid? Who, the big fat kid? Who Santa made
fun
of?
Sure, I used to work with him. Yeah, I did.
You heard about the kid that Santa made fun of?
Said, cut down the burgers?
Yeah, lay off on the cheeseburgers.
Good.
It was in North Carolina, this big fat boy he's 9.
Cut down the Coke floats.
Maybe we don't need a treat in every glass of water, huh? He sat down. He was reduced to tears, it says.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
During a trip to see Santa. When his request for an iPod Touch and a drone was allegedly met, this is stupid, with fat shaming by the big man in red.
Who's also fat, by the way.
Of course. When he got
Hold
done...
on, the Santa fat shaming you would be like the Somali guy going, "Yeah, I'm the captain, but you have a burger."
How so?
Because he's skinny.
And why'd you say you have a burger?
You should have a burger.
You didn't say you should. You said you have a burger.
You have a burger, like you have one.
Oh. Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
It works well.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't really work
Hold
at
on.
all.
Michael Collins in there?
I mean, I don't even get the correlation.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense.
None at all.
Conspiring against me.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
So he's asking Santa for the things he wants for Christmas, and Santa tells him to lay off the hamburgers and French fries on his way out. Which it's like...
That is a little shitty, though. I mean, I get it, but it's like a little fat kid. Leave him alone.
No, he should lay off the hamburgers and French fries.
He should, but when you're going to see Santa, you already know you're a fat fuck. You're going to see Santa. It's not even a real man.
No, but look.
It's not his place to tell the kid.
This guy is an old guy who's dressed in a Santa suit and has to deal with kids all day. If all he says is kind of like joking around, going, "Hey, lay off the hamburgers a little bit."
If he was just joking around, it's different.
Well, he wasn't like, "Hey, you fat fuck, stop eating so much."
No, but he might have said it like, "Hey, lay off the burgers." But he was just joking.
He probably said, "Hey, lay off the cheeseburgers." I don't think he was being menacing about it.
Was the kid reduced to tears?
This kid has been coddled his entire life.
Let me see him. Oh, look at Anthony.
I mean,
I went out and started crying because I just felt so bad, and I also thought we have a lawsuit on our hands. Why would the kid say that at his age?
Where's the video of him? Because you can hear the kid talking about it.
Go back. I want to read the bottom. You just cut out real quick. Thank you, man. Ew. When he got done, he said, "Lay off the hamburgers and French fries." He recalled, and that really just disrespected me, and I felt awful. 10-year-olds are saying disrespected me.
9.
9?
He's 9. And you know why?
What respect you deserve when you're 9?
Because his mom...
I hate this kid now.
His mom told him.
Yeah.
His mom told him you should be respected. Everything's fine. Wait till you hear him actually talk about what happened.
Let's see.
Okay.
So upset he may never sit down with St. Nick again.
He shouldn't at his age.
He's 9. Yeah, next year he'll be a fat 10-year-old.
Here, but according to the Mays family...
By the way, I'm sure it's not the worst thing a guy named Santa has done to a young boy who can never sit down again.
Right.
Calling him fat is probably the least of his concerns.
All too real. A jolly time in Forest City led to a holiday moment a boy would like to forget.
No, no.
I went out and I started crying because I just felt so bad.
The low point after hours of laughter on Main Street Saturday.
This year we thought it'd be fun to take a carriage ride and let the kids ice skate and go see Santa.
Meeting St. Nick should have been the kicker,
He's too
not
old.
the heartbreaker. Anthony Mays and his mother
Cracking
Ashley
the ice
say
while
he
they're
sure
skating.
didn't act like a saint.
He acted like he didn't want to be there to do the job.
Here's a shot of cousin Justin with Santa moments before Anthony sat down with him. Anthony asked for an iPod Touch and a drone for Christmas when the family says he was body shamed.
Very rude. I've never seen anything like it.
And when I got done, he said, "Just lay off the hamburgers and French fries," and that really just disrespected me, and I felt awful.
What set me off is when he started crying.
The polar opposite to tears of joy.
I was just mind blown. I wished a million times that we would have never went.
It affected me so bad that I was crying until I went to bed that night.
Oh, shit.
And I would have said to him, like my mama said, like, you don't want to disrespect a 9-year-old, even though what shape of size you are, it doesn't matter.
He later tore up his picture with Mr. Claus, who's employed by Forest City.
He's talking like an adult. Put that into his head.
Absolutely.
I also don't like the fact that this kid has Lego person hair. He has hair like a Lego person, and it bothers me. And I also don't like the fact that he's fucking 9 and sitting on Santa's lap.
And in what world does it not matter?
I got in my car and I drove home. I was so upset. I got in my car and I got my children and we went home.
You're 9.
You're too old.
9 isn't old at all.
For Santa?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Travis, it's too old.
No, it's not. 9? No,
I
it's
was 7 when I found out there was no Santa.
Well, to be fair, you were 8 when you started blowing guys.
He's probably younger than that.
not. You went on accelerated growth.
Your childhood was very, very abhorrent.
9 years old. Isn't that too old for Santa? Fucking Christ.
What grade is 9?
9 is 4th grade. Wait, yeah, 4th grade.
Oh, stop it. If I thought I knew Santa in 4th grade, they would have spit on me. 4th
grade is when you can kind of still believe in Santa, but you can't talk about it. You know what I mean? If you go to school and you talk about Santa, somebody's going to be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Don't you know that's your parents?
He's fucking too old. Travis, how old were you when you stopped believing?
I don't remember.
I believe. I know the age you stopped believing in God. 21.
Yeah.
How old
tell you.
you stopped believing in Santa?
He got a new belief in Santa because he hates Hanukkah so much.
That's right.
True. I'm all about that religion.
Yeah, a bunch of broken candles outside menorahs. Were you older than 9?
I don't remember, and I don't remember it having an effect on me. Like, I think I was one of those people that was just like, oh, okay.
I had
Like, it's
heard
not
it,
a
I asked
thing.
my mother.
Yeah.
She told me.
What, your mom told you when you were 7?
I asked her. I think.
I'm 33 today. If I asked my mom, is Santa real? She'd be like, of course, Sammy. Like, there's no moment.
That's not charming. That's mental illness.
Why would you lie about it? I mean, why wouldn't you lie about it? To a 7-year-old.
Because I think the way I asked her, she felt like it was just better to tell me the truth. I was asking. I was like, Mom, is there a Santa? Because I heard, I don't remember what, but I remember her telling me. And she's like, did I break your heart? And I'm like, yes, you broke my heart.
You said that?
I did.
What a little pussy.
I guilted her.
What a little pussy.
And I remember bringing, like, they let me one year help bring the presents out from the one room to the other room. And I remember seeing the wrapping paper, the Peter Criss solo album. And I was like, look, Peter Criss's album. And they're like, never let me help again.
Why would they let you, like...
I asked, and they were like, all right. No. I think 9 is too old for fucking Santa lap sitting.
Even when, like, you know that Santa's not real, even when you're, like, 12, and you know Santa's not real, like, you know, you still...
You like the surprise of the gifts,
You go with the pomp and circumstance of the whole thing. You don't bring your own gifts out.
I still like
rotten
Christmas.
parents.
I still like Christmas. Well, they let me. I asked to help, and they were like, all right, you can help. And then they realized it was a mistake. So I
Of course it was a mistake. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't, I don't know. I miss Christmas. I still want to get a tree, but it's a little late now.
Yeah, it is. You don't...
It's 2 weeks.
Yeah, but...
maybe I should get one, right? Would you help me decorate it?
I would, yes.
You would?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
When can we do it?
Whenever you want.
Let's decorate it Sunday. Oh, no, you're not going to be in the city. How about...
How do you know where I'm going to be?
Well, I'm saying it's at the weekend. I wouldn't want to drag you into the city.
I'm going to the city tonight.
To help an old fag decorate a tree. Wait,
you
what are you
and
going
Travis
to
just decorating your Christmas tree?
We're taking Riley to see Santa.
Oh, that's nice.
And then...
Good thing.
Yeah.
Good thing your daughter is athletic, because otherwise Santa would be like,
7.
hey...
Okay, 7.
You got 2 more years.
Is that acceptable for you?
Yeah, this is the last year she'll see Santa.
You think?
You can't see him at 8?
Does she really believe in him, though, like 100%? Okay. I was just very advanced for my years. You're right. I was tooting on dicks.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
You're really hard to compare
Riley's
to other kids.
a healthy kid.
The magic of the world was gone for you. You realized the crushing reality of an older friend forcing you to blow him.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Everyone was thinking, ding, 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 ding. I was just smelling the mothballs of those Budweiser bathing trunks.
Yeah, it's a different deal for you.
Yeah.
It's a totally different deal. Because even when you don't 100% believe, you still kind of put up with the illusion because it's fun.
Dude, I still like Christmas. I love the city at Christmas time. That's my big confession. I want to get a tree and just have some friends over for eggnog. I don't have many seats. I got a sofa, but I don't have any chairs.
Well, you got enough chairs for all your friends.
But no, Sam, I don't have many chairs.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, you're saying a whole lot of friends?
No, yeah. Who would you invite?
You?
Mm-hmm.
I would invite Trav Dog.
Mm-hmm.
See how much the fans hate this?
Of course they do.
Good. I would invite Adrian. I would invite
just staff.
Troy Kwan.
Those aren't your friends. That's
Roland.
It's people who work for you.
I would invite E-Rock. I love E-Rock.
It's your co-host and the people that work for you and the guys that used to work for you.
With me, not with, for me, with me. Paul's a good boy.
Yeah.
I would invite some comedians.
Well, maybe. I mean, I hope.
A lot of friends. Oh, Roland, of course you're coming.
I hope I can make this.
Come on
my
over.
God.
We're going noggin.
Wait a minute. Travis, you're laughing in there.
Yeah.
I didn't forget Derek.
You didn't say Derek.
I'm still naming people.
Yeah, but you got E-Rock and Paul got named before you. The guy who's working for your show now.
There's no reason for that other than the fact that I didn't want to...
You forgot he existed.
No,
That's the reason for that.
You said staff, and I was trying to just name other people that weren't in the room.
No, you forgot he existed.
Maybe.
Sick Baby. Ask Sick Baby if that hurt him a
Sick
little
Baby's
bit.
not here.
He's not?
I'll tell him later, though, and he'll cry.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Of course Sick Baby would be invited. The whole gang would be invited.
Nah, you wouldn't have to invite Sick Baby.
I would. Why not? Just have a little vomit into something. We'll do that. Come on over for some noggin.
I'm not going.
Let's nog.
Yeah, I mean, I would come over, but I don't want to go noggin.
You want to nog?
No.
Why not?
It just sounds stupid.
Come and knock, babe.
No.
It's just going to be
Sam,
you.
are you going?
No, I'm not
All
going.
right, I'm not going.
It's going to be Jim, Adrian, and Troy just sitting around drinking eggnog.
How awful that would be.
Yeah.
For these guys, for me, it'd be great. That's 3 times as many people as ever had my place.
Because I'll be getting texts from Troy going, dude, I thought you were going to show up.
Yeah, dude, there's nothing here. He's just playing his fucking iPod.
I thought you said you were gonna come.
Dude, there's no girls here?
No,
I don't
none.
want to hang out in a drafty apartment.
No, the windows still don't really work.
Yeah, I'll show you where I put. It would have been funny if I had everybody over for eggnog and I was asking everybody just to help me weather strip my windows. Whole gang.
All right, the tree's up, guys. Do we want to do the windows next?
Yeah, give you all a tenner. I would make it look like it was Christmassy, like we're gonna hang tinsel, but first we gotta weather strip.
You're a bad host.
I'm a terrible host.
I'm a radio host.
No, not me too.
Let's go to Kevin in Houston. What's up, Kevin?
I want to hear the young thug thing.
yeah.
What's up, pal?
Jimmy, I think it's the funniest thing ever how far off base you are when it comes to kids and their ages. Like 9 years old is completely okay for a kid to believe in Santa Claus.
It really is. I mean, you know, that's when some of the bad kids stop believing, but 9 years old is okay.
I don't know what. Maybe you guys are right. Your parents, you're saying it. I'll accept it. But to me, it's too old because when I was 9, I did not believe.
Let's keep going with this fat kid who got his feelings hurt.
Poor kid. He reminds me of a fat kid named Adam Kotis, who was on Sally Jesse Raphael years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like a Polish kid, and he was like the little chubbiest boy ever. And I forget why he was crying, but the other kids would make fun of him.
Was he just on one episode?
Yeah.
How do you remember his name?
Adam Kotis, because it was such an easy name to remember. You don't have to look at him now, but he was a little fat boy, and he was crying. I remember some of the things he said were very funny.
How do you remember that name and then you forget about Sick Baby that works here?
That's
to
true.
Invite to your party.
I didn't forget about
Yes,
him.
you did.
No, you did.
Yes, you absolutely did.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
But you could perfectly recall
There he is.
some kid who was on one episode of a
Adam
TV
Kotis
show
got
30 years ago.
Adam Kotis got the invite before D-Bag did.
I forgot about him. No, I would never forget young Derek.
You know what? Why would a parent? I get being sensitive, but why would a parent instill in this little 9-year-old? It doesn't matter what size you are.
It's a terrible thing to instill.
He's going to get early childhood diabetes.
Yeah, it does matter what size you are.
It's
for your health.
unhealthy.
Yeah, it's not about being morally judged.
No,
it's you want to get laid. You want to have a bunch of girlfriends. Stop it.
Right.
You're a good-looking kid. The kid sounds like an adult, pumped him full of information.
It was the mom.
When you're 9, you're not supposed to say your own age. Like you're not supposed to talk to a 9-year-old like that. You're supposed to say, "Why did you say that to me?" And then an adult says, "He's 9. You should." That's an adult pumping that into you.
You shouldn't disrespect a 9-year-old like that. And
Why
I
not?
felt body shamed by it.
Yeah, it's quiet.
And if you really care about your kid, don't go to the news and give other kids something to make fun of him about.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I'd destroy this kid if I was 9 years old.
Yeah, I don't like this kid. He sounds like Gregory Peck in To Kill a Mockingbird. It annoys me.
Like that kid can't eat a hamburger at school anymore.
Yeah, big fat dork.
He shouldn't.
But if he does,
he shouldn't.
Kids like me and Sam.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
Kids like you and Sam, what old men?
No,
beards.
Yes.
No. Gay kids. Kids with unhealthy maternal relationships.
Two ends of the spectrum, huh?
Yeah, sure are. He couldn't give a fuck. Cares about nothing but.
Santa apologized to both the supervisor and the Mays family, but wouldn't tell us whether disciplinary action was taken.
When he went to apologize to me, he didn't even mean it.
Instead of a letter to Santa, Ashley would prefer the city sends a pink slip.
I'm hoping he's fired because I don't want any other kid feeling the way he did Saturday.
Shut up. I'm hoping he's fired. He said he was sorry.
Yeah, what difference does it make? It's the end of a day.
I get it, but
he kind of forgot himself for a second, and he told your fat kid to stop eating hamburgers. Everybody loves doing this. They love blaming somebody else. Nobody for a second stops and goes, you know what's one way to make sure that nobody assumes that I'm going to sit home and eat hamburgers all day? Stop being so fat.
That should be a wake-up call to maybe your son needs to drop a few.
Yeah. But the mom's fat, too.
Of course she is.
So they don't want to do the work to lose the weight. But at some point, it's like either you have a choice. Either you can put up with the fact that some people are going to point out that you're overweight or not be overweight. One or the other.
But don't make it look like your kid is 100%. I mean, it's weird because you don't. The Santa was kind of being a cunt. You can't tell a kid he's fat. It's not what you're there for. You're not there to give life lessons. You're pretending to be someone who's going to come in his chimney and give him gifts. You know what? Fuck the Santa. You're supposed to make the kid feel good. Regardless of that, you're not supposed to say lay off the burgers because you're a fantasy creature. You're not there for that.
Look, he's a human being. If I'm sitting there,
Santa's fat
all day with kids sitting on my knee, and finally I have a 300-pound child.
Yeah, understandably he's annoyed.
It's going to push my knee out of the socket. Then maybe I might lose my cool for a second. It's like, it happens. It's not like he said, hey, fatso, or publicly embarrassed him. He just quietly said, hey, lay off the cheeseburgers too.
Yeah,
just a little quip.
But
Quip.
I've turned against the Santa totally. I can't allow my annoyance at the mom to make me not see this correct. Fuck that Santa. He's not there for that. He's not there for that. He's a fucking fat make-believe guy pretending to be a gift giver. And this fucking poor little fat kid sits down and wants an iPod Touch. And then Santa says something shitty to him. Fuck him.
He just gave him the greatest gift he could have given him, which is the gift of stripping him of his self-confidence. Because he doesn't need self-confidence. He needs to feel bad about his weight so he loses the weight.
No.
Who's that?
Oh, hi. I'm Jim. Thank you, Derek.
Sick baby. You want to hear something funny that happened while you were gone?
I heard.
Were you listening?
Yeah.
So you're with me, right? There's no way Jim forgot about you. Be honest.
I think I was purposely omitted.
You think you were purposely? Why do you think you were purposely omitted?
Just to tease, perhaps.
Okay, this is what this is. You know what this is?
Actually,
that's deep down entitlement that you actually think.
Oh, I don't know.
That it was like that there was that much effort made. Like, oh, we're going to turn this in. I believe my theory is that Jim forgot about you, and
that's very well.
I wouldn't have forgotten. Okay. Jim forgot for a moment. He remembered, but I do believe he forgot.
That's okay.
You think so?
It's not a big deal.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I wasn't handing out invitations.
Yes, you were. You were literally saying these are the people I would invite.
I don't even have a Christmas tree.
You said I'm going to get a Christmas tree, and these are the people I'm going to invite to decorate.
But I wasn't finished naming the people I was going to invite. You act like I finished, and I said that's the end of the people I'm going to invite.
You got to Paul.
Yeah,
like that's pretty much the end.
I was trying to purposefully not just name staff. I was trying, like, because you say, oh, you don't have any people outside, so I was trying to name other people.
Were you saving Sick Baby for last?
Huh?
Were you saving Sick Baby? Huh? Were you saving Sick Baby for last?
No, I also didn't mention Anthony. I would have invited Anthony.
He doesn't work. That's
what I'm saying. That's my point.
But you mentioned me.
People outside of this room.
And then Travis. And then Adrian.
Who, you fucking Jake LaMotta? You said that meant something. You said Salva. You said Tommy. You said you.
Do you buy it, D-Bag?
Yeah, my feelings aren't hurt.
Why would they be? You'd be more than invited to come by after everybody left.
For a noggin?
No, you'd be a welcome guest in my home, young Derek.
Thank you very much, sir.
Travis, do you buy it?
No, not at all.
Okay.
You don't buy it?
Not a chance.
Why?
Because you forgot Sick Baby.
I didn't.
And that's okay.
For a second.
Replay the audio. I did not.
I don't think you want me to do that.
No.
Yeah, for a second. He's the new guy, and for a second you forgot that he worked for the show, and that's fine. That's okay.
Well, he wasn't in the room.
He wasn't. He was tucked away in the TEF box.
No, he
wasn't even there.
Out doing the Lord's work.
What was he doing?
He was out getting breakfast
for
whoever wants it.
Who would ask
me every day?
Yeah. Sick Baby.
But that's not Derek's not his responsibility.
No,
because we don't have an intern.
Right.
They were afraid to be a toxic working environment, which is fucking ridiculous. Get us an intern.
Well, you do forget the people who work for you.
I'm busy. Busy mentally. Can't help it.
Sick Baby, you're doing the right thing. You know what you're doing?
What's that?
You're looking at the positive of this, which
you
is
are.
Even if he forgot you at first,
I didn't.
You still got an invite to the Norton household,
I'll take
right?
it.
You did get an invite.
Come on.
It's kind of a pity invite, though.
It wasn't a pity invite. Oh shit! I'm Snapchatting. Oh shit! Who's this? Who is this boy from the 1950s? And there's Travis, and there's Roland.
Oh man. So yeah, I'd say this is a win. This is a win, Sick Baby. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'll take this win.
Good. Yeah, take it. You got to take your wins, right?
You got to take them.
I like that you look on the bright side. I wish more people did.
Glass half full.
It is, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
It is, and it's full of like something very sweet, some kind of treat, isn't it?
Eggnoggy. Right?
Did you relate at all to this? See, I don't think you do relate to this kid, the Santa kid.
I didn't hear much of it.
He was upset
Yeah.
Because Santa told him lay off the cheeseburgers.
Yeah, I was skinny back then.
You were, right?
Yeah, so Santa never abused
How
me.
old were you? Okay, how old were you when you realized there was no Santa Claus? Don't lie or I'll know.
I think like 3rd grade, I think.
Okay, so that's 8.
Yeah, exactly.
You fit under the
3rd grade.
3rd grade is probably typical, but 4th grade is not inappropriate. Jim said it was inappropriate for a 9-year-old to still believe in Santa. It's
I would
inappropriate
disagree with that.
It's inappropriate for that 9-year-old.
Oh,
I think.
you just bought yourself out of an invitation.
That's
Oh,
it.
shucks.
I think it's inappropriate for that 9-year-old because his mom is filling his head. If you know what body shaming is, and you know that as a person you shouldn't be disrespected, then yeah, maybe you should know something.
They all know body shaming at that age, though. Like that's just such a term. It's like body shaming when I was younger, when most of us were, it was like it didn't mean anything. It's probably bad that you know, as much as political correctness stinks, it probably is nice that a fat kid isn't just called a fat cunt all day. That's not healthy.
Are they still not?
Yeah,
I mean
they probably do, but
I don't know if kids do that anymore.
Being a bully is worse than being a fucking fat kid or a nerd. Like,
oh yeah,
bully. Like that's a bad thing to be called a bully.
Yes.
Who used the term fucking Matt Serra? Matt Serra, who's a killer. We were talking on the subway. He was talking about some guy who did something. Who, yeah, that guy's a fucking bully. Like even a guy like that doesn't like when people bully. It's like that's just a word that people are using more now.
Hey, are kids still mean, Travis? You got a kid.
I would assume so, yeah. I mean, I think that she is still a little too young for the meanness to really start happening.
Right.
Like 7 years old, like 2nd grade, like they're still all like friends and stuff.
Oh yeah, still inviting the whole class to the birthday parties and stuff like that.
Stuff like that. I think like next year and probably in 4th grade, yeah, it probably turns.
4th grade is when it got weird.
Yeah.
You change.
Because you know that Santa's not real anymore.
Well, you leave town. You leave town to a brand new town where nobody knows you're a little dick sucker. You leave Edison and you go to North Brunswick, where you start off fresh.
Yeah, you have to find all new dicks to suck.
Yes, you do.
We should take a break because we have the girls from Fuller House coming in.
2 of them. One of them does not want to come in, I guess, but she canceled all press.
She did cancel all press. Candace Cameron Bure, DJ Tanner canceled.
She's been on the longest, right? Like, weren't a couple of them recurring at first? Like, I know that even the Olsen twins for the first season were recurring and then became...
They were babies.
I'm just saying, they were considered recurring cast members and then they became full. Hasn't she had the best run?
No, they've all... And the Olsen... What do you mean they were recurring? They were on every episode.
But they were just booked as... Maybe they were billed as recurring cast members.
Andrea, what's-her-face, was recurring, but
she was on every episode, right?
Not in the first few seasons. No, she wasn't a regular.
How do I know more about Full House?
She wasn't a regular until like the 5th season.
I'll kill everybody.
But Jodie Sweetin had just as long a run as Candace Cameron.
Okay.
Yeah, she was the little sister.
Yeah, and Martin Freeman is coming in today.
Right, so we get Stephanie
Hopefully he
Tanner,
won't cancel.
Kimmy Gibbler, and Martin Freeman all coming in
Martin
today.
Freeman, who plays in Sherlock, which is such a great show.
You love it?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen all of them, but it's brilliant. It's so well shot and different. It's a very, very unique show. And he was also Tim from the original Office.
And Fargo.
And, I didn't get to. I could only name one thing at a time. This guy's got so many projects. It's,
Okay, we'll take a break.
Hold on a second before we take a break.
No.
I gotta say something for a point.
Quick break, and we're back because Andrea Barber and Jodie Sweetin are coming in.
Sweet. Sweet.
I'm so glad you did that because it wasn't enough to say it.
Yeah.
From Fuller House, welcome. Have a seat.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
How are you doing?
We're good, we're good.
How's the morning been?
We're just so getting far, started. so good.
Yeah. Okay.
Short so far.
So you were on Full House?
Guy
who's a really bad interviewer.
Yeah, we did a little research on you.
Do you remember us? You were here before.
Yes, I do.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Has it been like long enough now? I would assume for a while you guys didn't want to talk about Full House at all. Like you wanted to kind of get done with it right after it, or not really?
No, we've never had that reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it was never like something that we hated. You know what I mean? Like it was always something that we had a great experience with it. It was always something we enjoyed. So I don't think we ever tried to run away from it.
But isn't there a point like when you're an adult, like when you do something when you're a kid, where you want let's talk about the adult projects because they just keep.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always nice to sort of move on and be able to talk about other things, but it's never anything that we're like, we're not talking about this. You know what I mean? There's, trust me, there's certain child stars that have, in their contract that you can't mention certain things.
Do they really?
Really?
Yeah.
What can't you mention?
I'm not going to say because then you'd know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but they
just
don't like
things
to
about
be
the show.
referenced. Yeah, they don't like to be
an
known.
old show?
Yeah.
But it's so funny. Like the more people.
Wait, hold on. You can't mention the project in an interview or on set?
On set, like if they're doing something new, they don't want it to be yeah, it's funny.
So like as a person, like you can't just like.
I know,
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's weird. Like I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, like nobody would have given a shit about any of us had we not been on Full House.
Which is the healthiest attitude to have.
It's
We're
like, you know
very
what?
grateful for
yeah.
Yeah, because the more you try to, like, the people who really try to fight and don't bring that up and don't talk about it, it's like those are the people who it holds them back.
Right.
Like the ones that just kind of embrace it and then keep moving.
Right.
It really never hurts.
Exactly. Well, it's I mean, we all have those projects that we're like, you know what, this is what we're known for, and we have fun with it, and yeah, we get to do other stuff as adults, but
Yeah, and open the door.
Yeah.
I would love to know
That
what
must be such
you
a-
can't say to this other person. Even in
I know, see, I
conversation.
should've just shut my mouth
No,
and
but it's
that's it.
interesting because I'm sure other people have that stuff. Like you can't say, "Hey, I enjoyed your work and that other project."
No,
it's like certain
just more you can't
catchphrases.
like certain catchphrases. Like they're like you can't
Yeah.
make reference
Dynamite!
to it. Like,
Can't do that
like,
one.
right? Yeah.
can't.
No, but I mean stuff like that where people are just very
Catchphrases.
sensitive about it.
You just
right?
drop stuff like off the craft services table and go, "Did I do that?"
What's that one? I don't know that one.
Urkel.
Yeah.
That was kind of a big one.
No, I was an adult by that. I didn't watch the Family. What's it called?
Family Matters.
Yeah,
Yes.
Don't lie.
I was busy. I was busy.
You can't call Michael J. Fox Alex P. Keaton.
I don't think he'd care.
No, I don't think so.
No,
either.
he's a good egg. I
Yeah,
don't think he would
he's a good
care.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so it's a catchphrase thing. I know Dynamite, Jimmy Walker, you got to pay him extra to
You
say
gotta
that
pay-
Really?
on
Really?
stage. Yeah, because he's just
Wow.
tired of it. I mean, you've been saying that same dumb word since
How much do you have
1974.
to pay him?
sure, yeah.
I don't know.
You should start charging for how rude.
Well, like I said,
Is it how rude yours?
How rude is going to be like on my tombstone.
How do you
like,
say
I
it?
just sort of like, how rude. Like I've just settled into it. Like whatever.
That'll be $500.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's my agent.
I have to tell you, as somebody who grew up with the show, that was exciting when you said that just now.
Oh, see?
So I get
Really?
where that comes in. Yeah.
It's I get it. I mean,
But
we all
how
have
many-
those childhood shows.
How many times have you said that in real life? Like that's too.
So many.
Not even meaning it.
So
You're arguing
many.
with your husband. How rude! Don't
Right.
bring the show shit
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
But you probably, that's probably one of those things that you have to leave on everybody's voicemails when they see you and stuff. Hey, you've reached Sam, but I'm not here right now. Okay, do the thing. Do the
Right,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, how rude!
Right.
No. Do it the way you did on the
Right,
show.
right, yeah.
Re-record
I
it. Once we
don't know.
record it.
How rude!
Right. I should just start saying it like completely the opposite of how I said it on the show,
How?
and then nobody will ask me
Yeah.
anymore.
Rude?
How? Yeah. How
Like Christopher
rude.
Walken. I would just start doing it some really strange, like
When you, Andrea, you left acting altogether after the show, right?
I did. I left the show and went to college.
Right.
did.
But when you're in college, like I would imagine everybody's coming up to you because they would have all grown up with the show too. So that becomes a thing, doesn't it? Like, this is the Kimmy Gibbler goes to this school. Do you know the school that I go to?
It was probably talked about a lot, like behind closed doors, because I didn't hear much of it. It was talked about more in high school because I went to a regular public high school when I was on Full House, and so it was more people who were like teasing, like, Kimmy Gibbler, your feet stink, and it's like, oh, shut up.
Right.
But in college, no, people are cool. They're cool. They're mature. They're just they kind of like
I
kept
did
to
not have
themselves.
that experience. I remember moving into the dorms and they like played the Full House theme song. No, I was just like, you assholes. Yeah.
Why'd you leave acting? And who's talking about leaving acting and going to college? There's somebody who's just talking about that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day.
Somebody who's got a great career and they're thinking about.
Oh yeah, Carl from Walking Dead.
Carl from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we were talking.
He's leaving the show to go to college.
That's maybe he might just be using that to negotiate more money.
Oh,
But what do you, when you decide to leave acting? Are you really sick of it, or did you audition and nothing else was happening? You're like, let me just go to college. And what made you want to do that?
No, I had a great experience on Full House, and I thought this was a great hobby as a child. Like, some kids play sports, and for me, I was just on a hit TV show, and I was just ready to learn new things.
You
and
weren't
experience new
driven
things.
to continue it.
No.
Wow.
No, I just didn't
That's
have
amazing.
the desire.
Yeah, because for those of us on the outside, we're like, this sort of like, oh, I just want to be a normal kid. Like, why? Like, no, being a normal kid is the worst. You're on a TV show. Just keep being on more TV shows.
Being a normal kid sucks.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's not fun.
No.
Did you kept acting after, right?
I did. I acted for a little while, but I also, I went to. I was a lot younger when the show finished. I was just starting high school, but I went to performing arts high school. I did musical theater for 4 years, and then I went to college too.
Performing arts high school where, LA or New York?
In Orange County. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Were people annoyed at your high school when you started auditioning for the plays? Because it's like, of course they're going to put Stephanie in the play. Like, that's bullshit.
We had we had a lot of really talented people. I went to school with Taryn Manning, who's on Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Matt Morrison, who did Glee and who's done a lot of theater stuff. There were a lot of people at that school that went on to do some really great things who were also super talented. So it wasn't, I definitely, I was not like the only talented person at that school. It was actually really stiff competition. So.
But were you annoyed that you had to audition? Like,
Not
that's
at
got to
all.
suck. Really, when they're like, all right, everybody's auditioning, you're like, all right,
How
I'll
is
show
this for
up.
an audition? How rude.
No.
Okay? I'm that person.
Perfect.
No, it was,
Oh my
I
God,
would never
we're
want to do that.
Snapchatting. How rude. This is so much fun.
Shut up.
Oh my God. Oh, how rude.
Aren't you too old to be Snapchatting?
Yes, I am. I'm much too old to be Snapchatting.
An old man Snapchatting
Young
and making
technology.
references to shows that he
Right.
was 30 when they came out.
Excuse me. Older men.
Hey, Bob Saget Snapchats more than anybody
God.
else
Does
on the
he?
show, including
Yeah.
the teenagers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who knows if there's an age limit on Snapchat.
Are they doing cameos? Because the second season of Fuller House is on Netflix right now.
Yes.
Are there... Because the first season, of course, you got to do the cameos, right?
Right.
And then it sets up for the fact that it's a different show.
Yeah.
Are they doing cameos again this season?
Yeah, they still I think each of them did like 3 episodes. Well, this season is all about the holidays. It's, Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, of course, the whole family comes back for a lot of the holidays. So
That's so funny because they're like, that's like a sitcom staple, right? Like the holiday
right.
episode.
This is the
So they're like,
season of holiday
We're going to
episodes.
smash them all into one season.
Right?
And it makes sense.
And then release them right before Christmas. Everyone's super excited to watch it. So
Yeah.
It's got to be very hard to when you have something big to walk away from it and then come back to it. It's got to be great to come back to it. Like, you still hold out hope for all these years. Like, maybe we'll do something else, and then that kind of doesn't that fade after a while?
yeah, I don't know. I think we all, we always have remained in contact, but I don't think that any of us ever expected to necessarily come back and redo, the Tanners. And
It's pretty mind blowing.
Yeah, and now we get to do it,
that.
and people are really loving it as sort of a standalone show and its own thing. So it's exciting,
I saw pictures of you guys in Japan. So you guys, I was amazed, but they showed like a whole bunch of fans. Like, you guys are huge all over the world. It's not just here.
Japan loves Full House and now Fuller House. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, we air in all 64 countries that Netflix is on, and it's very popular in all over the world.
So they send you all over the place to promote, and that's
yeah,
great.
Candace went to Berlin, and then we just went to Japan, and
Wow.
I know some of our cast went to Argentina. So we get to go all over the world with it.
Because I guess it's like the all-American family, right? And so like any country that's got any sort of reverence for American culture, which Japan is like obsessed with.
Oh my gosh,
They are, right?
Yeah,
They
it's
really
going to
are.
go crazy
Love it.
for the show.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
I didn't make that connection, but maybe that's what it is. They do love American culture.
They love American culture, and our show has been on there for quite a number of years.
Do you do talk shows when you're over there? Or what do you do? What kind of press?
We did a lot of like magazine
Print.
press.
Yeah.
But I did a talk show, like live streaming talk show with Japan when I was in LA that we did. That was like a satellite thing that was live with all Japanese, and I had like a translator in my ear. It's very hard to. You're like super distracted because they're talking. You're trying to listen. It's crazy.
So when they send you over there, it's more for the photo op because they could easily send a reporter here to talk to you and get all that.
And they do. They send a lot of Japanese press to the set, but they wanted us to go over there and
just to be around all the Japanese fans. It's just a great photo op.
And we did a premiere event where they recreated the living room set on a stage, and we all walked out, and there were about 200, 300 fans in the audience, and all their cameras and all the press in the front. It was so cool to be.
And
in the Tanner living room.
We did
Japan style.
Indian press there. We did Filipino press. We did a couple other Asian countries as well came to do press with us.
And by the way, if I say photo op again, throw coffee in my face. I've said it fucking 8 times. A photo op. We heard you. We heard you.
How rude. How rude.
Oh, that's your. Wait a minute.
No, the thing. Yes.
Was doing the show, like the reboot, was it a no-brainer for both of you, or were you guys waiting to see who else signed up, or what the scripts looked like, or what were your experiences like deciding
it was an instant. Yeah, well, when Jeff Franklin called me and said, "Would you be interested in doing something like this?" It was an instant yes, but it took a few years to get.
But even for you, it wasn't really acting.
Well, it's going back and doing what I did for 8 years as a kid. You know,
but you're a different person now. So had you acted at all in between those?
Nope.
Oh, you've done nothing. So but that as an adult, you're doing something you did when you were younger. Now you know about, like, as an adult, you understand the concepts of failing or being afraid. Whereas when you're a kid, it's just easier. So I think it's pretty amazing. You just walk back into it,
especially because you're one of like the stars of this show. Like, it's kind of sad. You're not just the neighbor anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I came back mostly because it was such a great experience as a kid, and because I wanted to work with Jodie Sweetin again and Candace, and we were so close as a cast back then, and we remained so close in that interim. And I figured it was probably going to be a pretty great experience again too.
Why do you suppose there's no disasters to come from that show? Like, there's a lot of kids involved in Full House, and I don't really think that there have been.
We've all managed to, we've all had life happen, but we all managed to kind of, make it out through the other end. So it's, to be honest, we all had great families outside of the show, and we had a great family connection on the show. So I think, we've had the support of a lot of people around.
Did you guys learn from like the different Strokes cast? Like, there's some of them that really did self-destruct. I mean, it's like all of them.
The whole cast.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I think the producers on our show were incredibly mindful and conscious of like letting us have as many normal kid experiences as possible, and making sure that we had kind of one foot in real life. And I mean, I remember sending you off to prom,
right.
And like they would have those moments where it was like, look, these are important milestones for you guys, and we want to make sure that you don't miss out on them.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Did you have I did one project that had a kid on it for a bunch of episodes, and it was weird how they would have, like, she'd have to go off and do school. Like, they had a tutor for her, but I mean, they made sure that she was not just on the set the whole time.
Well, legally you have to do at least 3 hours of school a day, and yeah, like that's child labor laws and all that kind of stuff.
Do you have kids?
I do. I have 2 daughters, 8 and 6.
Do you want them to be in acting?
If that's what they really want to do, but I think that right now they're happy in school. Although our daughters actually did an episode of the show this year. They were extras on the show. I'm very excited about it.
Did you guys have stage mothers? Like, because you went into it so young, you have to have a parent pushing you into it, right? Or not pushing you, but,
we had
nudging
parents.
you.
We were parents that were very supportive of us, but it was they never pushed it on us.
Yeah.
But they were supportive of what we wanted to do.
Because that's where it always gets into trouble, when like the kid becomes the breadwinner for the household.
Right.
And it's like, no, we got to keep.
My mom always told me, like, if you're ever not having fun with this and you don't want to do it anymore, stop.
Yeah, it's like,
I like, my parents were super normal and never, like, when I was 3 or 4, I was like, I really want to act, and my mom was like, all right, and started doing commercials, and then it just sort of snowballed. But they always told me, if you're not having fun and you don't want to do this anymore, like, we will not make you do this.
You want to make, but when you're the kid making money, it's like, it's kind of the,
but yeah, my dad still worked. My dad still worked. My mom had a job. Like, it wasn't, I wasn't the breadwinner of the house.
What did they do?
My mom, she was a little bit later on in the show, like, she started managing other kids, and she started an event planning business. And then my dad was a superintendent at a gypsum plant in Long Beach Harbor. He had a very normal blue-collar job.
For real.
What's the gypsum plant?
Drywall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then he had a business as a handyman for a long time. Like,
just a regular job.
Stuff. Yeah, regular job. I came from very, very normal people.
I'm not a very handy person.
You're not?
Neither are you. Don't say that shocked like you are.
No, I like fix things around the house all the time.
No, you don't. No, you don't. We're not handymen.
Yeah,
no, we're not.
I had a very normal, and your parents?
My parents were very, very, well, yes. They were not.
Why'd you amend that? You were going to say fairly?
No, my parents are very normal. They're great. I love them. My dad was a lawyer, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. So they're normal, but they're my parents, and so, they kind of
but our
aggravate
parents,
you sometimes.
all 3 of our moms, myself, Candace, and Andrea, our moms and dads still come to every taping of the show and are just super excited to see us getting to do what we love. They're really supportive.
It's like a reunion for our parents on the show,
they
too.
all know
And
each other.
Candace Cameron Bure's parents as well.
How come she didn't come in? She's not doing press. It's because she left The View. She didn't want to talk?
No,
she's on The View right now. She's she doesn't have an end date yet, so she's doing The View this morning.
Yeah, because I was about to ask you guys, I'd be pissed if she was on the show with me and she left The View now, because I'd be like, there's a lot of promo involved in that show.
No, she did
wait a week,
We did a full day of press yesterday with her.
Good.
Oh, my feelings are hurt.
Well,
Why?
she didn't just cancel this show. She canceled all the...
she's not. Well, yeah, she's not doing any stuff with us today just because she still had to do The View.
Oh, all right.
Her press day with us was yesterday.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Roland
It's
made it
nothing
look
personal. It's
Nah, Roland made it look like we
She
had
was
said
like,
something.
that guy, I'm
She's
so
like,
not
whatever.
doing. Yeah. No.
So when you started dating, how did you know guys weren't just dating you like because of you were on the show? Like, isn't that awkward? Like, you don't know if the guy is just a big
Absolutely,
fan?
yeah.
You can kind of tell. You kind of have a sixth sense, I think, growing up.
They
Because
just call you Kimmy by mistake. Like,
yeah, that would be
We have
the
to go
first
through their
clue.
DVR history and see if they have Full House like, being recorded.
There's a house-shaped DVD box
Right,
set in
yeah,
their
you're like,
corner of their room. Like,
I
don't worry
gotta
about
go.
that.
Oh, is that how they would be? They'd come in a house-shaped
They
box
do.
set?
They come in a house. Yeah.
Okay, that's
That's so
smart.
cute.
Yeah.
But you pick up on that pretty quick.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with friendships. You can kind of tell which friends are genuine friends and who just wants to get to know you just to kind of rub elbows with the celebrity.
What's the giveaway?
What they want to talk about. If they ask a lot about questions about John Stamos, it's like, all right, let's move on to a different topic.
Hey, you want to hang out with a bunch of my friends tonight? Yeah, like what, like Dave Coulier and stuff?
Right,
or,
yeah. Exactly.
You should just lie and wreck it for them. What's John Stamos like? He shit his pants a lot.
Yeah, just
By
really
choice.
ruin
It
it
was
all.
weird.
Right,
Just-
yeah. It's so
that's what he
strange.
wanted to
Oh, yeah,
do.
no, he wasn't sick or anything. He's just really lazy. He didn't get up. Just give them terrible information.
Just give it. Yeah, exactly.
Were you worried at all when you put your book out and you kind of talked about your past and everything that it would spoil the image of you as like this innocent kid that people had in their heads too much that you couldn't go back to it?
No, I mean, it's a piece of who I am. It's not who I am anymore.
Right.
So it's now I get to move on and do other stuff.
What was in the book that would? What was it? Did you get drugs? How old do I sound? Drugs?
There's a lot of stuff that I don't need to talk about anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a whole.
It was a great autobiography, and it was a great way for Jodie to share her story, and I'm probably very cathartic too, and I'm proud of her for
and get it out,
for
right?
sharing it. Yeah.
Do you regret it or no?
The book?
Well, yeah, or like now I have to go back to this show where I'm, that's not a part of my image.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just I get to move on and do new stuff. I don't really think about it anymore.
Just as someone who has discussed things that I probably shouldn't have in my life. Oh boy, yeah.
You feel like that? Yeah, Jim Norton is what we call Googleable.
Yeah. Really made a lot of mistakes.
We all do,
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
we all make mistakes. Like
It's part of it.
exactly,
Yeah.
it's part of it, and you get to learn and move on.
What do you get weirded out at all when you find out, because the new show Fuller House, which as we said is on Netflix season 2, is first of all the first season was like super successful, right? Didn't Netflix say it was one of like their top original shows?
Netflix didn't say, but outside sources said, because Netflix won't tell us.
They never tell you numbers and how you're doing. Never.
No, which has its pluses and minuses. It's kind of nice because, in a way, you're not beholden to numbers and ratings and all that kind of stuff. You just know that if people are watching it for whatever niche audience it fills, then Netflix is happy.
I think they also don't want you to be able to negotiate.
Yeah,
well, that's
where it's not. Because they don't tell us numbers at Sirius either, and we know what's going on.
Yeah.
They just say you're bombing.
Right. Well, if you keep coming back, you're like, all right, well, I still have a job. So,
that's what they want. Like, look, it's good enough that we're going to do a season 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay.
No, I think we all had a pretty good idea that the show was immensely popular.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting that, like, older people are watching it, even though it's like this clear thing that, like, Full House was designed for kids and families.
Right.
And I think Fuller House is the same way. But a lot of older people that don't have kids or families that just watch the show growing up are just binging this show.
People love, they love the show. And I mean, we've tried to, put a little bit of a modern edge on it. It's not quite as saccharine as it was in the 80s, but it's still a family television show, but we have fun with that, and we try to kind of acknowledge that and be a little bit self-aware of it.
What are you now? Is there any shot that the Olsen twins will do? Because when you look at the Wikipedia about it, it's like they're questionable. I guess they don't want to totally write them off as.
We've always said,
the door's always open to them, and they left acting too when when they were.
Aren't they making more money now though with this like fashion empire they have?
They're doing fine.
Pretty well, right?
They're
I'm not
very
worried
successful
about
in fashion.
They're
making a lot of cake.
Yeah, they're going to be all right. It's gonna be all right.
They're gonna be
But
just
you
fine.
know, if they ever want to come back, the door's always open. But if they don't, we have a great show.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and I don't think people watch it and go, oh, you know what? We really just the only thing that we need. I think people enjoy it. No
Well, I
matter
actually
what.
forgot they were on until I just asked you that. But it's got to
There you
be.
go.
I really did. It's got to be annoying though when you're doing a show that's very successful to have people going, "What about them?" Like, hey, we got a show without them. But I was.
Well,
just,
you just asked, so
that's kind of the point I'm making. Like,
Right.
I just probably did that thing that gets annoying, but I forgot they were ever on the show.
But
until
yeah, I mean that's
We got that question a lot the first season.
Yeah.
That was the number one question we got doing season 1. But with season 2, it's been just a couple of questions here and there. So I think people are realizing that this is a great show, no matter who shows up.
Yeah.
Jim was just really asking an annoying question because he was hoping he'd get the catchphrase again. You would tell him it was rude.
I've reached my daily maximum.
Yeah.
We really,
I can only say it so many times a day.
we really screwed it for any other show you're doing today.
Yeah, we really.
We took them all.
We certainly did.
Jeez.
Yeah, I would hate to date someone who had a catchphrase.
Would you?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
She'd probably use it a lot.
No.
What are you talking about?
My exes have all had catchphrases.
What kind of
no.
catchphrases have your exes had?
How come that thing's not hard?
Yeah, well, there it is.
Right?
That's a reaction, Jim. That's not a catchphrase.
That's not a catchphrase.
Yeah,
That's
she
just
hasn't
a
done
question.
that. She hasn't done that in other instances. It's important for everybody to have catchphrases, though.
I apologize.
I wonder if the networks are kind of realizing, because it seems like Netflix has kind of tapped into something that a lot of the networks figured, like, no, I don't know about that, or just because they haven't tried this stuff like your show and other
Right.
shows that Netflix has done.
Narcos. Netflix is great.
Yeah, that have been
Narcos
really
so good.
successful.
They're doing something like HBO did, where it was all this
Right.
brilliant original programming,
Yeah.
and now
You're
Netflix
right.
is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the reports were that ABC's viewing actually went down a significant percentage when season 1, the night that season 1 premiered.
Really?
Yeah.
So people are
they
literally
lost the audience that watched our show, and so I think they were kind of kicking themselves in the ass. But
Was ABC first talking about doing this?
we went and pitched it to them, and and
said
so
no.
and they were like, well, we don't know if it's. And we're like, okay.
That's like, The Sopranos was pitched to Fox.
Yeah.
And they said no.
You know
that
what?
show wouldn't have. You
It would've
had
been
to do it on
terrible.
HBO.
I
mean,
agree.
There's certain things you have to do on the premium networks,
Yeah.
and I think that I think Netflix has actually been a great home for us because, our fans love to binge watch this show. They love to watch it over and over and over again. They've watched the same 192 episodes for almost 30 years.
Right.
So, they love the opportunity that they can just watch this over and over and over and over again and watch it all at once. So
Yeah, but it is funny, like a show like that, which could be done on television because it's
Right.
not dirty.
Yeah.
Like Narcos, you probably got to do where you do
Right.
it. But
What's interesting
You
that
gotta kick yourself.
Netflix is really smart about not just going for shows that of course that's on Netflix.
Right.
They're actually picking up, they picked up Chelsea's show. So now
Right.
they're tapping into those people who watch late night TV.
Exactly.
And they're realizing that the people who still do watch network sitcoms,
Right.
that is an
That is-
audience, and we can get
Absolutely.
them over on
and they
this
were,
thing.
one of the big things that they were looking for when we went and pitched them the show was family co-viewing opportunities where parents and families and kids would all sit down and watch a show together because that didn't really exist for a long time. There was your kids' cartoon shows, or there was Narcos and House of Cards and things like that. There wasn't a lot that families could watch together, and families still want to watch TV together. I still want to sit down and watch something with my kids that isn't going to be totally offensive. Although my kids watch Family Guy and it goes totally over their head, but no.
How old is your oldest again?
8.
Okay. Jim just said that at 9, that's the time when kids should realize that Santa is not real.
I say before that.
Well,
Before
trust
that.
me, I think she's holding on to the last straw. I think she started being like, really? But, she's got a little sister, and I'm like, if you blow this for her, I will kill you.
I was 7 when I found out, but I mean, I found out from my friends, and my mother just confirmed it when I asked her.
Yeah, I mean, if she asked, I'll always be honest with them, but she still has that little, I think, glimmer and hope of magic, and I don't want to ruin that.
Yeah, you don't want to wreck it. I mean,
No.
how about your kids? You have kids?
I have 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, and my 12-year-old boy, he kind of figured it out right around 9.
Mm-hmm.
But my 9-year-old girl still holds on, but I think she just wants more presents.
That's what I did. I held on to that shit for like 2 years when I was like, this is so not real, but I get double the presents.
Right.
You know it's bullshit, but you're like,
But you're like, and there's part of you that's like, but it is magical and fun. And, like, I look forward to the holidays and, like, having that moment where they wake up on
Yeah, I was
Christmas
like
morning.
17 thinking, oh, Mom, Santa's coming tonight.
but the thing is, though, when you're a kid, you can ask for more stuff with Santa because you're not saying, Mom, could you get me?
They're like,
Yeah.
Santa. And
The elves are building it, right?
Yeah, right. The elves are built. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff, and
And then if you don't get it, then you don't have to criticize your parents. You can go, boy, that Santa's a real piece of garbage.
Right, yeah, exactly. And your parents can say, yeah, Santa sucks.
Well, the second season of Fuller House is now
It is
available.
on now.
It's
Yes.
on Netflix. You can binge it all weekend. How many episodes is it?
13.
13.
Oh, that's great.
13.
Brand new episodes. So
Yep.
congratulations on getting the second season.
Thank you very much.
And this whole journey has been pretty amazing.
Yeah, it has,
So-
and it continues to be. So here's to many more.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely,
Andrea
my pleasure.
Barber and Jody Sweeten.
Thank Take a break. you.
Yeah, and we'll
Thank
be right
you.
back with more show. Man, oh man, but she doesn't like to talk about that anymore, huh?
Probably just because she's doing press.
Yeah, I get it.
For this family show.
I get it. We also have Martin Freeman, who's quite a looker himself, coming in a little bit.
He is a handsome devil.
Probably doesn't do the same thing for you, but still.
Yeah.
Worth complimenting. Did you hear the, have you been following all the Pizzagate stuff?
No, I heard about there was a shooting in the restaurant where somebody shot into it.
Yeah, somebody shot into it.
Pizzagate, I think, is utter nonsense, but I mean, I don't know much about it, so of course I'm going to think that.
Well, they're now there's this whole crusade against fake news. Because everybody's talking about how fake news is such a problem. Pizzagate would be considered fake news. A lot of what Alex Jones does would be considered under this fake news banner.
How about this? Too bad for the fucking press.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
What, you guys are the only ones allowed to theorize and speculate and fucking make it up as you go along? Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Keep it up with the fake news.
It's all a response. People wonder like, oh, how did Trump get elected? It's in response to this. People wonder why is fake news becoming so popular? It's because everybody eventually... People can only talk about how fed up they are with whatever the mainstream is presenting them for so long before it gets rejected. And that's what I think, that's what the popularity of quote-unquote fake news is that people realize as they're watching, whether it's the cable news channels or the newspapers or whatever, that there's an agenda here. You know what I mean? That there's something that isn't being said or isn't being told, whatever it is. And so they need to go elsewhere. And... you could bring this one guy up who shot into this pizza place, but the idea that people putting out fake news articles is contributing to the downfall of anything and violence and blah, blah, blah.
It's nonsense.
I mean, there are even Hillary supporters that are now saying, part of the reason Hillary didn't win was because of fake news.
Can fucking Hillary supporters stop?
Yeah.
Can you stop? I know you're bummed out. I get it. Let it go.
Right. Fake news, like Hillary lied the whole time.
And that whole recount thing, they backed off on. Jill Stein, they're not going to do it in Michigan or Pennsylvania for whatever reason.
It's a waste of everybody's time and money.
Lives are at risk. Just fucking stop it.
Lives
what a bunch
are not
of
at risk.
babies people are at this fake news. I know it's annoying.
Yeah.
But again, it's a bunch of people who are used to saying and dictating the narrative, and they don't have that anymore, and they don't like it. Tough shit.
The epidemic, she says, Hillary Clinton, of malicious fake news and fake propaganda that flooded social media over the past year. It's now clear that so-called fake news can have real-world consequences.
It's funny how she didn't say, it's really interesting how the bias in the media has real-world consequences, too.
Everybody's panicking.
You goose!
Everybody's panicking because people have a voice. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's panicking because now all of a sudden people that the mainstream might have tried to push out still have a voice. People are, because Milo Yiannopoulos, who they won't even let on Twitter anymore, still has just as strong a voice, and they don't understand that not allowing him mainstream credibility, quote unquote, and not allowing him on Twitter has made him almost a martyr. To the people who support him. So, of course, they're going to follow him into battle.
Yeah. It's like, everybody's got to get paid.
What?
Got to get paid.
That's not what we're talking about. We're not. I mean, yeah, they do make a salary. They command a salary, but we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. If you want, I will acknowledge that you said cake multiple times in our last interview, but that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. No, it doesn't. And they didn't acknowledge it. The ladies didn't acknowledge it at
There was
all.
no spittle with the ladies.
No, of course not. No, because Jodie Sweetin was sitting next to you.
I would have spittled with her.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you spittle with Jodie?
A fucking second. You know? Hey, how about a little cake for Bob Saget? She would have hated that.
Of course she would have.
She's fucking hot.
You got your joke about your soft dick, though. You got that in there.
Thought of it, I had to.
It's funny. But the man who was accused of firing the assault rifle. So basically, the Pizzagate thing is centered around this pizza place in Washington, D.C. that's like this big. I think there's pinball or something.
There's child porn or something, right?
Yeah, that pizza is code word for child porn, and not just child porn, but full-on child prostitution.
Right.
And it's centered, and John Podesta, who's Hillary Clinton's dude, has the most to do with this of anybody of that camp. But saying this theory is that in the emails that are leaked, when they're asking for, let's get a couple pizzas and let's bring them over here and let's pay a little more for the pizzas, or there's all these weird references to pizzas in the emails that leaked.
And it probably does mean something else.
Yeah, it very well could. And I don't exactly know how the correlation was brought up. I think in the pedophile community, pizza is a code word.
Sure, if you want to get yourself a little slice, you say, hey, why don't you go over there and get me a little slice? Put some pepperoni on it.
What does that mean?
Hey, you think you can take a pepperoni?
Oh, God, that's just a...
Hey.
It's not code word anymore.
Hold on a second.
Paul, you're missing the point.
I'm going to fold over that slice and put a little pepperoni in it.
No, that's...
Yeah, it's delicious. Extra ches on it.
Extra what?
Put some extra ches on his back.
No, it's supposed to be cheese.
Pizzagate. Yeah.
On his
code
back?
word.
You're like, it's not...
Hey, get me a little pizza.
This is terrible code.
Get me a 2-year-old pizza.
Why would anybody eat a 2-year-old pizza? It's disgusting.
Yeah, like a little pizza.
There's no place for that.
Yeah, bring a little pizza in here. I'm going to rub myself on it.
No, don't. It's gross.
Rub my wiener in the pizza sauce.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Rub my wiener in the pizza. You're just you're not using code anymore. You're just talking about
bust open that crust.
Putting food on your genitals.
Little Pizzagate.
Oh.
I love pizza. Hey, what are you doing? Taking pizza to a hotel room. Wink.
So there's all these references to pizza, and the Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria in D.C. is where all like the Washington insiders like to get their legit pizza from.
Great place for pizza.
So that's
Comet Ping Pong.
Right.
Sure.
So that's what they're saying. The Comet Ping Pong is a front for this child prostitution ring.
I got thrown out of there recently.
For what?
Because I went in there. I was like, hey, I want some pizza. They're like, pull your pants up, sir. What are you talking about? Take me to back.
You shuffle in with your pants at your ankles.
Yeah, I was sitting there and I had it out.
No.
I was waving it at the guy behind the counter.
Why is there no subtlety to you?
Put a little pizza on it.
Oh, God damn it.
Take me to the pizza room.
It's disgusting.
Stupid pizza.
But so the guy walks in, and this has been everywhere, and it's a pretty big online theory. One of the things, though, that happens is, like, the mainstream media, instead of... They should be acknowledging this, because it's what people are talking about, and saying... It's not true.
Sure.
Here's evidence why it's not true. Here's the owner of the pizza place. Here's the people that go. Here's the explanation for this. But the mainstream media is really not acknowledging this whole conversation at all. I guess they think they're above it. So it's leaving the people that are pushing this forward online to just say, well, that's why they're not mentioning it. It's lending it more credibility, probably.
Go a little higher with that edge so I can read the bottom. No, the other way. She says it's a danger that must be addressed and addressed quickly. Bipartisan legislation is making its way through Congress to boost the government's response to foreign propaganda, and Silicon Valley is starting to grapple with the challenge and threat of fake news. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. I understand it's annoying, but for ever since news has existed, they have had the handle on what's said and what's not said. And I know fake news, again, it's, I'm sure, very irritating, and it can be slanderous, and that has to be dealt with. But how dare you want to legislate what people can report or talk about online?
Of course. You can't. You can't.
What a bunch of fucking babies. You're lost.
The mainstream news has to do a better job of talking about what people are talking about online and bringing real light to it.
Or about not being so obviously biased in one way and so obviously agenda driven. The entire media was agenda driven in one way, and they cry like a bunch of fucking babies when they don't get what they want. Fuck them.
Right. The guy has now come forward and apologized.
Yeah, that's a little rough. Shooting into a pizza place.
He went into the pizza place.
What a dick.
He fired his AR-15 several times. He surrendered to police, and then because he wanted to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
You know, and he was driving by. He said he was driving by just to check it out.
Yeah.
And he wanted to get to the bottom of what was going on. So he went in there, he fired his gun, but then he surrendered to police when he found no signs of children being held as sex slaves.
What a dope.
What
an absolute dope.
He didn't find any. So he let him, so he's now apologizing in a way. He said, I just wanted to do some good and went about it the wrong way. He acknowledged that his intel on the restaurant, and intel is used in quotations, was not 100% accurate, but he refused to dismiss that what he had read online was untrue, conceding only that there were no children inside that dwelling.
Maybe there's a little mental illness there, too. If you read that online and go there with a fucking gun.
I mean,
I think the police aren't also reading that.
It's not. There's always going to be an excuse for it, right? It's either fake news, or it's Marilyn Manson, or it's GTA, or whatever it is. Crazy people who take things too seriously are always going to find things to read into.
Yeah.
He also told the newspaper that he started driving to Washington from North Carolina, all the way from North Carolina, intending only to give the restaurant a closer look. But while on the way, he said he felt his heart breaking over the thought of innocent people suffering.
Yeah, this guy's got problems.
He wouldn't say why he brought the AR-15 into the restaurant if he was just looking.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Come on.
Yeah, but I'm sure that she'll blame it, and then they'll blame it on fake news. The same way they blame the fucking Benghazi on a guy making a video with Muhammad in it.
Of course.
Fuck them.
Like, you just think that if you just whitewash everything, just make everything comfortable and safe for everybody, that nobody will feel angry or violent, and will also cure mental illness somehow.
Ugh,
it's ridiculous.
No. Bunch of kooks.
Bunch of kooks is right.
Fucking kooks.
Kevin in Philly, what's going on, dude?
Gentlemen, this poor pizza shop is getting its spot completely blown out of the water.
They're destroying this. Like, they're getting phone calls every day. They're getting their online presence has been destroyed.
Yeah, but I want to go there and eat pizza.
You do?
Absolutely, for Pizzagate.
Well, what do you mean eat pizza?
I mean like real pizza. Like traditional pizza.
Is that like an ethnic?
No. I mean like pizza. The edible pizza. The type you get in New York.
You want a nice New York slice?
Yeah, now I want to go there now.
Why? Because there's a pedophile scandal surrounding it?
Just to support them. They didn't do anything wrong.
They didn't do anything wrong. They were really getting fucked. Go on, Kevin.
So, if you live in a city and if you're kind of a piece of shit, this is like basic drug language that goes on. There's a pizza shop near me that I get delivery from all the time. I will clearly not go into specifics, but if you order like a cheeseburger and you say, I want extra ranch dressing on it with pickles, that's code lingo for you're getting an eighth of weed delivered to you. So the delivery driver shows up.
But they know it'd be so funny. It's just some guy wanting, I just like cheeseburgers from my local pizzeria. I don't understand.
Yeah, and the guy shows up with pot.
It's pretty obvious, though, which ones are doing it. There's a pizza spot by me, and the pizza's really good.
I hope so.
But it's always using, like, boxes from other places that they obviously just bought overstock from. Like, they don't have their own boxes, and they're not there half the time. Like, we called them over the weekend, and Jess was like, I don't understand. It's Friday night, and they're not picking up the phone. And I was like, Jess, they sell drugs there. It's a front for drugs.
Then why would you trust their pizza? They're probably getting the pizza somewhere else.
It tastes good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God, I haven't had pizza in so long. Let's make out.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead. What did the caller say?
Go on, Kevin. That felt weird.
Yeah, the funny part with this pizza place is, one time I was there, and I saw Bam Margera.
Okay, all right.
Are you going to hang up? Don't hang up.
Obviously I'm going to hang up now, you idiot. We're talking about other things.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rich. Are you going to hang up now? Yes, of course I am. Let's go to Rich in Florida. What's up, Rich?
Hey, guys. I think, we're missing the whole point about the reason why they're going after this quote-unquote fake news is because what they're going to try to do is just lump, say, the Drudge Report and Breitbart News. They're already trying to lump Fox News into the whole fake news thing. And the whole thing about that is the news media is so lazy. I mean, if it wasn't for the National Enquirer, just think about this, Bill Clinton wouldn't have got impeached because nobody was willing to do their job when it came to the whole Monica Lewinsky thing. And that is basically what's going on right now.
Yeah, they really do suck, and it's kind of nice to see them taking a beating and have some competition.
And I do think that the liberal media and the liberal politicians and stuff, I do think they want Breitbart offline.
Of course they do.
I do think they want to shut it down, and that's definitely part of this. I think.
How many times has the press been proven wrong, whether it's the Post, or the Daily News, or any paper, and the retraction is never the size of the headline. Never. Like, they never retract or amend their mistakes or their fucking misleading shit with the same vigor that they go after the other stuff with. I have zero mercy for them. And the fact that they're all fucking whinging about fake news, just shut the fuck up.
It's like
shut up.
It's part of the society we live in. Yeah. I read these articles and I don't necessarily believe that the Pizzagate thing is true. No. Like I find
big bunch of fakers. I say that.
Well, that's a little controversial, but if you want to go there,
absolutely.
Yeah, there's a few holes in the theory. Like, you know what I mean? But the idea that if somebody posts an article,
well, you
right?
know, by the way, you know what the code word was? This is why with the pizza, there is truth to it.
Tell me.
You'd have to call up and go, I'd like a pepperoni with diapers.
You could probably get away with that in court, I think. But if you write something that resonates with people, like you can't stop a person from publishing. You can't create social media and then realize that all these people talking to each other is not a good thing, so we just have to shut it down.
And there is an answer for it, by the way.
Yeah.
There's lawsuits. If you're reporting that this place is a child pornography front and it's not, they should sue you out of existence.
But it's pretty difficult to find who's really reporting and stuff like that.
It is, but there is a way to get court orders and trace it. That's what you have to do. You have to sue the people who are, whichever one is written as libel or slander. I don't remember which is which. I should probably know that if I'm going to try to sound like a lawyer. But you have lawsuits. There is a way around it.
It's difficult, though, because number one, it's difficult to track. And number two, the articles are written in such a way that it's like, well, this evidence could point to this. And look, this is what I'm saying to you. Don't you think it's suspicious that?
Yeah, hey.
And that's not...
You're allowed to say that stuff.
Right.
But that's not fake news. That's fake blogging and fake speculation. If they're really printing things that are like fake news or whatever, you sue them. The same way Hulk Hogan thought Gawker did something shitty and he broke them.
Yeah.
The fact that company was broken by Hulk Hogan is still staggering to me.
Why? It's the fucking Hulkster. He could break anything.
No, I know, but it's just the fact that it seems like it's an unbeatable, it's like taking on City
until
Hall.
you step in the ring with the immortal Hulk Hogan.
I mean, I didn't look at it like that.
Yeah, you step in the ring with some guy who's got the fiercest big boot.
And no, I didn't look at it.
And the greatest leg drop of all time.
Yeah.
Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. Yeah, I'm pretty sure... that Gawker would go down to the power of Hulkamania. It's not like it's just Hulk Hogan.
Say your prayers and eat your vitamins?
Yeah, and believe in yourself, brother. Yeah, those are the 4 tenets of Hulkamania.
Ugh, should have been open your legs, fucking bite this so you don't scream.
It's ridiculous.
And don't date a darkie. Wasn't that what Hulk was saying?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember that. But it's not like it was just Hulk Hogan taking on Gawker. Gawker had to deal with all the Hulkamaniacs. Because when Hulk Hogan comes, Hulkamania is right behind him. And you've got to deal with all the little Hulkamaniacs out there that are cheering him on. And just when you think you've got Hulk Hogan down, the cheers of the Hulkamaniacs are what keep him alive.
You know what's keeping me alive right now?
That?
Thinking of you not making the show in Wembley because you died.
You want the empty chair to be my chair?
You bet I do. Why not give that to someone, by the way, not comp that chair?
Well, yeah. It was more symbolic than anything else.
Oh, and I wrestle in Wembley.
That's what they should do.
Fucking BOOO.
They should get Hulk Hogan to go and combat Pizzagate. Hulk Hogan could beat Pizzagate down. Hulk Hogan could beat Breitbart. He's proven it in the wrestling ring or in the media. The Hulkster wins, brother. Yeah. Every time.
Well, he did do a great thing.
Didn't he?
I'm a big Hulk fan now.
Did you watch that court case when it was happening? I just live streamed it every day.
No, I didn't even know you could.
It was great.
Did not know.
It was the best.
Yeah. I mean, it was such a. It seems like you're never going to win those, but that's how you combat stuff like this. It's not this thing you can't combat. James Woods has proven that you can sue somebody anonymously online for making a statement that you're a drug addict when you're not, and it's not a statement that's said in humor. There's a way to say something, and so many people online are so stupid. Like, you can bash anything you want. You can think things suck, but if you accuse somebody of something and you're not. And you're actually just accusing them of it. That's an actionable thing.
But the main reason why you can't go in thinking that you can't win is because believing in yourself is one of the tenets of Hulkamania. So if you go in thinking you can't win, right there, you know.
Speaking of tenets, I hope your radiator breaks. Fucking face is near it.
It killed people.
Yes, it did.
Oh man, is our guest here? Is that what all the?
I think he will be in a minute.
Ooh,
1 minute.
Movement. Have you sensed a little movement around the studio?
He's coming.
Fucking young Derek comes in and
sick baby, sick baby. Yeah, there he is, looking sharp as always.
I'll say,
love you, sick baby. Look at you.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at you.
All 1950s rapist.
That's right. Welcome, Martin Freeman is here.
Good to see you.
How's it going? Good to see you. Are
we live?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
we
live.
are.
Sit down.
That's like how that works.
Yeah. You come right in and we're good to go. Welcome, man. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Yeah, very good.
You look thinner. Was that you trying to lose it? You look good.
Do I look thinner?
Yeah. Since the last time I saw you.
When was that?
Probably about 3 years ago.
Maybe. I think it goes up and down, literally depending on the pie situation at any given time.
Oh, okay.
If there's a pie available.
If there's a pie available, I will probably eat that.
So if you go through like a 6-month string of like a lot of places that have pie, you might put on a couple pounds.
Then I could be as big as a house.
Right.
Yeah.
But over the last couple years, there hasn't been that many pies.
No, I try. I mean, in all honesty, I try and be vaguely sensible without being obsessive. Yeah. I try not to make it the focus of my life because I love food.
Mm-hmm.
But then, when I hit 40, I kind of thought, well, this is only going to go potentially downhill.
Right.
So I thought, well, I'd better sort of start looking after myself.
Do you catch yourself looking in the mirror and like, oh, my fat roll is hanging over? I get those horrible moments.
I would never have anything like that because I've got a perfect body.
Oh, yeah.
So no, I look at myself in the mirror and go, Christ, why wasn't I in 300? That's my main.
Right.
That's my main inner monologue. Yeah.
I literally will sit doing this show. We'll be in the middle of an interview. And I'll catch Jim out of the corner of my eye as I'm asking a question, just completely lose focus, look down at his gut, and just make a face. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I can't help it. When you're sitting, it's just there and it just hangs over a little bit.
It just collects, right?
But don't you think sometimes it comes as a surprise, your middle? Your middle comes as a surprise, because you can think, I'm doing fine with my middle. It's fine. And then you put a certain thing on, or you put a certain jumper that's a sweater that's a bit too thick or something.
Right.
And also you eat pies, and then you think, oh, no, I'm not doing that well.
Right. Yeah, like you'll put on a T-shirt that's a little too clingy, and you're like, I didn't realize I'd grown breasts.
Man, I've done things where, on camera. Unfortunately, my work life is on camera,
right?
And sometimes I've worn something. I think, I look fine in this, and I see it back and go, "Why did no one tell me? Why didn't anyone tell me?"
Because no one on the set's going to tell you. Like,
but they should.
They should.
But
don't bother him.
Yeah.
Don't bother him. And you're like, no, please, bother me.
Yeah, bother me.
And there's got to be a way for them to say it without being insulting. Like, we don't know.
I think there is. I think that given that I'm a reasonably approachable person, someone could probably say, "I'm telling you now, that's not the most flattering thing you've ever worn," and I would probably pick up that code.
That's a pretty
yeah. That's not very flattering. It's like you're going to blow your brains out when you see yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe go layers today because everything is touching in the wrong spots.
Yeah, men.
Do you watch your stuff back? Like, do you?
I only watch my stuff. Yeah.
This is my DVD collection.
Back, front, any way you want to see it. Yeah. Yes, I will always see something at least once. Yeah. If I don't like it, it will only be once.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think everything is kind of instructive.
What have you liked that you've done? Because you've done, I'd say, more than most actors. You've done a lot of projects that people become super fans of. Whether it's, like Sherlock, people are super fans, or, The Office, obviously, Fargo, Lord of the Rings. People develop these, fascinations with these projects.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like that you've done?
Well, I like all of those things. You know, I mean, I really like, and I like a lot of things that other people haven't seen. You know, I've been, you know, as I'm sure we all have. You know, we've done work where we think I'm really proud of that, and no one else cares about it or knows about it.
Right.
I've done things like that 20 people have seen, but of the famous stuff, I like all that. You know, I mean, it's a sort of. I suppose The Office is when I became known.
Right.
And that was very up my street. Yeah, that
You
was
like
very
that?
my... Yeah, it was just completely my taste.
Yeah.
As well, I loved it. I loved doing it, and it was a joy every day to do, you know.
And they're all original feeling. Like the original Office changed. I mean, that was the first to do it that way with you know, like the mock documentary.
Yeah.
And Sherlock is so originally shot.
It's beautifully shot.
It really is.
Yeah.
There's one episode where you're blogging. I think it was in season 2.
Yeah.
And like the words are just showing up on the screen. It was just such an original way to do a show.
Well, I mean, I think the visual vocabulary of the show of Sherlock was kind of started largely by the first director, a Scottish guy called Paul McGuigan, who's worked here a lot as well. He's a kind of visual genius, really. And I think that decision to just not cut away to a phone when there's a text, or not cut away to a screen when there's an email, but just have it on screen, has obviously, you know, I've seen that since, you know, and that's been pretty influential. And also, once it happens, you think, yeah, of course, why don't we just do that? Like, we'll buy that.
It just feels
we don't need
updated.
to see the screen, you know.
It feels updated. It feels more current than seeing something going right to a screen.
Yeah, it does. It's like when I see things cut away to a screen. I mean, of course, you can still do that well, and things that are good might still do that. But it suddenly looks a bit clunky now.
It does, and I mean, like visually, it makes more sense, right? Because like when we look at a screen, we generally still have peripheral vision.
We do, yeah.
So we're kind of aware of what's going on elsewhere.
We do, yeah. And I think it's just a nice aesthetic.
Yeah.
I think just a stylistic thing. I think it's really good just to do something to an audience subconsciously that goes, oh, I haven't seen that before, you know.
Do you like stuff like that? Because I would assume you don't know, unless I guess it's described in the script, but I would assume you don't know that's going to happen until...
No, not the first time. I think now it tends to get written in. It's sort of assumed now that when there is text, you know, when characters text or email each other, it's assumed that we will see it on screen like that. But the first time
you go like, oh, that's a cool choice. Like,
yeah. But like the first time it happened, it was like, oh, wow, that was a complete surprise to all of us.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we get so used to hearing the click of the keyboard, and then I went, like, watching the guy sound out what he's saying, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
Like the worst. Watching people type is terrible.
I know. But also, I feel like being an actor in this century, so much of, you know, you do a lot of scenes with technology. More than I want to, actually.
You get a little sick of it?
I just want to do 12 Angry Men. I just want to sit around a table and talk and argue and drink coffee. If I could do that, that's for me the blueprint of all great enjoyment as an actor.
Yeah,
just to talk and shout at people.
The original, you saw the original, right?
Yeah,
that's the best.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but certainly that is a great film. But just that idea of just human beings, you know, doing things to each other in a space, not in that way. you can if you want. I'm open to that as well.
Absolutely, depends on the film.
Emotional and psychological things to each other, without a screen in sight, I think would be marvellous.
What did you do before you acted?
Very little, actually. Yeah,
Really?
very little. I knew I wanted to be an actor from about 17, 18. So I never had a proper job. Do you know what I mean? I never had like another trade.
Wow, that's amazing. There's very few people that really, who weren't child actors, who just start out kind of in young adulthood and just make a career out of it. That's amazing.
Oh, okay. Right. No, I've certainly been very lucky.
Pulling your mic.
Okay, thank you. See, I'm not very techno. I don't know that no one has been able to hear me for the last time.
Oh, no, we have. That's why I haven't both had
it's just been a personal conversation.
Yeah. We're not even on yet. We're coming back on at 10.
Thank you, yeah. Oh, I'm going to be so tired by the time this is for the public. But I didn't go to drama school till I was like 21. So I was out in the world working at 23. Yeah, so kind of youngish, but not that young. You know?
Why'd you want to be an actor? Like, I mean, obviously we love doing it, but did you just see somebody and go, "That's what I want to do," or what made you want to do it?
Probably a mixture of. Obviously, I guess a mixture of seeing movies and the odd play, and just seeing drama and seeing comedy that I loved. But also, I joined a youth theatre. I think I had this idea as a 15-year-old, as a little lefty 15-year-old, that somehow theatre was going to be kind of a political act. You know, I did sort of. I had that idea as well. Yeah.
Will you be able to
make a difference?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I did. You know, however naive that is or was, I think I probably thought it was.
So when did you get to the point where you were like, well, no, acting is just acting, and I have to be okay with that? I'm not.
Yeah. Well, Quite early on.
Yeah.
Really. I think quite early on. Because although I think it can, not acting itself, but acting as part of the storytelling process, I think can make little differences. You know, I think just as the mood music of our culture, music, cinema, plays, books, art, they do make a difference, definitely. But if it made that much of a difference, they'd ban it, as the old saying goes. if it was that effective, they'd make it illegal.
Is there anything you want to address in acting that you haven't been able to yet? Like, is there anything you're like, I would love to kind of take this on or tackle this?
No, I have to say, I'm kind of, I'm in a place at the moment where I am very happy with where things are going. As far as, I think in the wake of The Office, I think people either just, I mean, a lot of people thought I was a stand-up, and a lot of people would have assumed that I was from that background, because at that time in the UK I was doing lots of comedy bits, and I certainly was not a stand-up, but so then it was my goal to kind of, well, I want to kind of do straighter things, a bit more dramatic things, and I've kind of feel I'm doing that. You know?
That you're not looked at as he's a comic actor.
Certainly not.
Right.
I mean, no, most of the time, I mean, for people under 30, I mean, people never talk to me about The Office. You know,
right.
Like it's not really a thing.
Isn't that amazing?
It kind of is amazing.
Especially from where you were.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right
considering
after
when I was 30, that's all people were talking to me about, and thank God for it. You know, I was very proud of it. But no, it doesn't really figure for people who've sort of gotten into the things that I do in the last sort of 5-6 years.
It holds up, though. I watched with somebody who had never seen the original. She was big on the American, and which was good, I guess. But I was like, you got to see the original. So we watched the series finale last night. Finally,
okay,
so good. I mean, it's just it's. I think it's the best like sitcom, quote unquote, that's ever been done, because it's so perfectly acted, and everybody in it's believable, and flawed, and the clothes were imperfect. There wasn't a bunch of really beautiful people in perfect clothes.
Like most of the humor is like understated and real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you like it. I still think it's really good. You know, if ever I catch it now, if it's on, I think that does really hold up.
Yeah,
honestly, you know, because for Ricky and Stephen, and where I sort of bonded with them was it was The Simpsons, Laurel and Hardy, and Spinal Tap. That was the things that I remember we were always talking about. You know, and so I guess that show has little snippets of all those things. You know, but certainly Spinal Tap as the truly first and still, I think, best executed mock doc thing is a huge influence on anything that comes in that vein since then. Because, again, there are very few times in Spinal Tap where you think, this is a joke, you know. My favourite bits of Spinal Tap are the bits, just the throwaway bits, the bits that aren't, you know, it's not all these go up to 11 and Stonehenge bits, even though those are fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just the little bits that people are just things that characters are doing to each other non-verbally a lot of the time. I think it's just true genius. You know?
Did you audition for The Office? Was it just a gig?
Yeah, I did. It was I auditioned. Ricky wasn't. It was Stephen Merchant was in the room with Asher Talla, the producer. I had worked with Ricky on a sketch show earlier that year. Excuse me. He had written a few sketches for a sketch show that I did. With a team of, very good, I was young, I was like 27, with a team of very good sort of young British comedy people. And Ricky's material was just obviously really fun. It was genuinely funny, in a slightly off-kilter way. And so when I saw that he and Stephen had written this script, I was sent up for the audition, and I read for Gareth, the part of Gareth.
Wow.
Who Mackenzie Crook played, and that went however it went. And I was on my way out, literally, and Stephen said, I think maybe you should read for Tim. And it was like one of those showbiz moments where I was nearly out the door, and I wouldn't have got it because Mackenzie was great as Gareth, and that was what that was supposed to be. So I came back and read as Tim, and it was just much more natural, I suppose.
Is there footage of you reading as Gareth?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Is there footage of that? Was that
I'm
filmed?
not sure. It might have been. I mean, this was late 99, so I'm not sure. I mean, I wasn't doing what Mackenzie, I wasn't doing that accent, and I wasn't, obviously the hair and everything is a pretty specific thing. I don't know what I would have done as Gareth, but Gareth is now, that's Mackenzie. What he does is great. And yeah, clearly what I did as Tim was just more natural fit for me.
But sometimes you see these audition tapes of people who audition for roles. John Goodman is a Godfather. You're like, holy shit.
I love that Godfather stuff. I love all the people you sort of see reading for Coppola in the early 70s. You think, wow, that would have been a different film.
Yeah, I mean, De Niro read for the first one, I think, and
he did as
Michael, I think, or Sonny.
He did, I think, yeah.
And you see once in a while a few people that read. It's always interesting to see somebody somebody reading for something. I would love to see you.
Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen read for The Godfather as well. I think he might have read for Michael. Well, Robert Redford read. I believe Robert Redford was touted around originally for Michael Corleone.
Oh, really?
I think,
wow.
Yeah. But Coppola obviously went, no, he's great and he's loved, but he doesn't really look very Sicilian. You know? Yeah. I love all that. I love it because. Again, if those people had got the parts, you think, well, it might still have been who knows? It might have been. When people say, I never trust when people say, you were the only person who could have played. Well, of course you're not. Of course you're not. Right. 15 other people could have played it. It just would have been different. And it might have been better. It might have been worse. But there's always more than you in line for a part.
Well, there's footage, too. They had started shooting Apocalypse Now with Harvey Keitel in Martin Sheen's role. And I would love to see that footage. I don't know if he got fired or if they didn't agree on. I'm not sure why it happened. But I know that there was like a long shoot.
Well, they did like half of Back to the Future with Eric Stoltz.
Right.
Like almost a full half of the movie.
I only found that out very recently. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Someone told me that recently.
There is footage of that, though. You can see
I think they put it on the DVD eventually. But then, then they had to bring in Michael J. Fox and reshoot the entire half of the movie that they'd already shot.
What happens when when something's not working and they have to tell you, like, that's got to be humiliating?
That would be really hard, I think. It would be really, really hard. Obviously, it's never happened to me because I am not a flawless actor, but I'm certainly, I'm getting on for that. No, I don't know. And I've asked myself that, like, that would be a very, very tough call, not just for you to hear it, but how the hell do you tell someone? If you're a nice human being, how do you say, sorry, we're going to go in another direction, even though you
tell the agent. They tell the agent. And here, by the way, and then it goes on to be a massive hit.
Yeah.
Because Michael J. Fox was so great, then you're like, you can't even deny that they made the right call.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, unless you're just trying to say, like, well, I think just the whole movie was a big hit. I would have been just as good. It would have been a hit regardless.
But that's true, because obviously Michael J. Fox was fantastic in that. He was already fantastic on TV. But, I'm sure Eric Stoltz would have been really good. And the film would have been, because the film's a good idea and it's well directed and Christopher Lloyd's great. So it would
Everybody's
still have
good
worked.
in that movie.
It would still have worked.
Yeah. Just on what level?
I know. But I want to see more. I want to see Harvey Keitel, doing more. I can't picture him, Vietnam shit. I just can't. I can't picture it. I really, really want to see that.
You should see his tape as Sherlock. That was.
It's like you got to put your pants on. You can't be naked in this. By the way, and Benedict Cumberbatch is so great as Sherlock.
Yeah,
he's such a. It's hard to be so unique with a role that has been done by a lot of different people over the years.
Yeah.
And you guys pulled it off.
No, he's definitely brought something else in. Like you say, it's over a century old, that part, and there have been so many incarnations of it. But Benedict, he has something special about his incarnation, without question. Yeah.
I guess you could ask the same question about the Hobbit series, but we had Billy Bob Thornton in here a couple weeks ago, and the question I asked him about Fargo, which is the same one for you, is when you sign up to do that show, how do you... What was that noise?
That's my drilling. I'm doing internal.
Was that?
I'm doing
Someone's phone?
drilling.
I don't know what.
A drill?
I was like, wait, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they're doing stuff outside. And I guess it picked up in
Jesus.
here. Why would you equip the radio studio to be fully soundproof?
Oh, yeah. What was that? Oh, no. Somebody dropped a ring on the outside. Good.
How do you know when you sign up to do a show like that it's going to be what it was, which is an original work and not kind of a rehash of this movie that everybody loves? You know what I mean? Because it's a risk.
It's a very big risk, and the show could have gone, it could have been awful.
Especially for your character specifically, because that's so obviously like... The essence is inspired by William H. Macy's character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from my purpose, I read the first episode, and there were, particularly there's a scene in the first episode of Fargo between my character and Billy's character in a hospital where he kind of basically does a kind of mind trick on me and sort of with his charisma lures me into the possibility of, killing people. And that was so brilliantly written and so compellingly written. I thought, I have to do this, As for the Bill Macy thing, I can honestly say, and it won't surprise you, I didn't go near it. I was like, I still haven't seen the entire film since 1998 or whatever,
Yeah.
Because I thought, there's no way I'm going to go, what can I pick? That's disastrous.
It is, of course.
Did they offer you this part? You didn't have to read for it. They offered it to you.
I did not have to read for
it,
which again was kind of amazing because, again, that accent's pretty specific.
Yeah.
And that could have been awful. It could have been a horrendous mistake.
But you have to be very proud of that, because that, obviously, that was an award-winning show. That was a a great performance.
Thank you. No, I'm very pleased with that. But at the same time, I didn't have a single bad day on it. The whole show was, Noah Hawley is a great writer. He had a great vision for that show, I think, to make it, yes, to kind of have a nod toward the Coen brothers without sort of slavishly aping them, but just for being its own show.
Right.
Billy's amazing. Yes. Alison Tolman's amazing. Bob Odenkirk's. Everyone was fantastic in it. Colin Hanks. It was full of quality.
You also give the casting director a lot of credit for that. We need somebody from Minnesota or Fargo, North Dakota. That accent. Who should we get? Martin Freeman. He's British. What a genius casting director to look at you and go, this is the guy for that.
Well, that's
brilliant.
It's always very nice to feel trusted. Because if you think that people are trusting you with things that are slightly outside of what they've seen you do, that's a big vote of confidence.
Had you done American accents before on film?
I had, but not many, and I've done a few since then. But not that specific thing, because that's not just like, none of you guys sound like that. It's a very specific thing.
Is it easy to do an American accent? Because British actors pull it off so well in so many shows, and it just seems to me like it would be very hard to do if you didn't. Because I don't really recognize differences in British accents.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are massive, massive differences. I think maybe you don't hear, you might not hear Geordie or Scouse or Manc very often, but that they are there, or even. I think people even here have a hard time between Scots and Irish, which to us is a very clear difference.
Yeah,
I think it helps that we grew up with jazz, rock and roll, and Hollywood. Do you know what I mean? So that those things are sort of intravenously put into you from a very early age, so that we all know the difference between Tony Soprano and whoever
country music,
yeah,
whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those accents are kind of in your map somewhere. We wouldn't be. We'd need to learn about the specifics of them, and obviously I need to work my arse off to get that to get Lester Nygaard's accent, but still, you have a general thing, whereas I think in America, I don't know what, you probably hear a very, very limited amount of English accents.
Right, and it's just British.
To you it's British, and to us, of course, British is 4 countries.
Right.
It says Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and England. That's 4 countries, and within those places, there's loads of accents.
Where did you get the Lester's accent from? If it wasn't, because obviously you're not just going to pull the accent from the movie, as you just said. So did you have to find out how the people spoke?
I had a voice coach for about 3 or 4 Skype sessions, and then I had there was a guy on set all the time who took kind of for everyone, because not many people were from Minnesota on that job, so he was there kind of helping us all on the day.
Were there moments where he went, "Well, you got to redo that didn't come out proper"?
No, because by the time no, never that. But for instance, if I would be reading it with him, he said, "Let me just hear you read that line," and I'd read it, and he would amend maybe a bit of pronunciation there. So by the time you get in front of camera, you shouldn't be having to do it again because of accent. But I would, like, if I'd had a week off or 2 weeks off, excuse me, I would just pull up things on YouTube, just real Minnesotans talking.
Right,
I would pick up that.
you just go on YouTube and look at Minnesota person talking.
You can do. I mean, when you do Minnesotan accent, I mean, the trouble is very often, people use those accent things as a way of kind of showing off their broad array of accents. But when you hear the real deal, that just keyed me back into it, because some of those vowel sounds are sort of, as for a foreigner, they're pretty surprising.
What's a surprising vowel sound?
I had a line in it that was something like, I think the line was, "I have to drink it through a straw." That was the thing. So I think I said, "Yeah, I had to drink it through a straw," and the guy and the accent coach said, "No, it's straw." I was like, "Stra?" I was like, I couldn't believe that STRAW ended up saying stra, but it was, and I thought that can't be right, but he was right. Some of it is more extreme than you would think, and some of it is less extreme than you would think. I think on that show we were trying not to make it cartoony and trying to respect the people who actually lived in Minnesota rather than make them all the butt of a SNL skit.
Right.
I think my favorite part of that show was the development of the characters, because I keep coming back to the scene at the end of that season in the elevator. Because you have like this ego about you that you shouldn't have. And like it's this instant where you get reminded that no matter what, you're both exactly who you were. You and Billy Bob are exactly who you were when the show started.
Yes, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. I don't mean what we did was brilliant, but all that, Billy was bloody marvelous. But it's just so good. It's really well written. So every episode that you read, you just go, wow, I get to do that. Oh, I get to do that. It's really exciting.
Do you turn stuff down, or are you just like, yeah, I'm an actor, I'm a working actor? Because a lot of actors, when you ask them, like, oh, you know, how do you make your choices? They'll tell you, well, they offer me, and then I go, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Wherever the job is, I'll take it.
No, I don't do that. No, I do. I don't turn things down. Yeah, I do. I mean, because I've always believed in if you've got 7 kids to feed and you need to make the rent, then all bets are off.
Sure,
I fully get that. And if you just like being out of the house all the live long day, fine. But no, I've always believed in my taste. You know what I mean? Like, I've always believed that should play a part of it.
Do you have kids?
I do 7. I've got to feed them. I have 2 kids, you know. But I think once you've made the rent, and I think once you can feed people, then I think, well, choose. My feeling for me is I would not forgive myself if I didn't feel I was trying to choose wisely.
And one would hope, right, that if you start choosy, then people will start associating you with those projects that you consider are good.
With unique projects.
Yes. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course, yeah. I mean, you need the luck in the first place.
Yeah.
But I think, why not help make your own luck by exercising your taste?
Yeah.
Because everyone says that as an actor, the only power you've got is to say no. So I say no a lot. I believe in that. Yeah.
When The Office was first aired in Britain, didn't it not do as well as it eventually did? Like the first, they didn't take to it at first. So were you like, oh God, this is a bust?
No, I never thought it was a bust because, again, that was my biggest part on TV so far. So either way, I thought, well, hey, listen, if some people like it, that's great. Right. And I knew it had a small core of followers. But yeah, the first time it went out like in the summer, BBC 2, 9 o'clock, no stars in it, you know, so it was all pretty unknown cast. And some people, the ultimate accolade for me is that genuinely some people read it and occasionally even reviewed it like it was a real documentary, and I thought, well, we've done it.
That's great.
That was the perfect accolade, you know, because they believed we were real people. They then re-showed it, I think, about 4 or 5 months later, and then it really, really did very well. I mean, I think, yeah, when it went out, I knew that there were a hardcore of fans who loved it in that tappy way, in that Spinal Tappy way of like, there's something detailed here and there's something going on. But it got very, very popular sort of, half a year later, where it was a big deal.
And I would imagine when you're picking projects, like part of that is that right when that does become a big deal, everybody wants the guy from The Office to be, like, they just take that character and put it into their project, and probably the same thing with a lot of the stuff that you've done.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, and that's what you have to try and fight against, and try and kind of accept it to a certain degree, accept that that's the reality of it, of course, but to try and just manipulate it so that you can go, okay, I know you want me to do that, but I also want to do this. You know?
And when you hear about Ricky's doing Life on the Road, which is the David Brent, were you approached to be in that, or did you not want to do it?
No, not at all. No, I wasn't approached. I mean, I've seen it and it makes me laugh because I think that character is a very, very funny character and it's brilliantly executed. But no one else I think that was just his own thing, you know?
Yeah, it was totally separate from...
Totally separate, yeah, but just that character doing...
Is there a part of you that goes like, oh, I wish I could have brought back my character as well and done something with this, or are you kind of
In all honesty, never. No, never, ever.
Yeah.
No, never. Because I believe in the finite nature of things, you know, and I like things being left alone. You know, I've never been a massive fan of reunions, I've never been a massive fan of... Yeah, just again, when I was a kid...
Don't tell that to the girls from Full House that were just in here.
Exactly. They live for reunions.
Yeah, they're like, no, you'd be surprised, Martin. Reunions can be great.
Yeah. No, and I'm sure... Listen, if Ricky and Steve wrote a phenomenal episode of The Office...
Right.
Then I would have to obviously consider that very seriously.
Sure.
But when I was a kid, reunions were seen as kind of tacky, you know? Like bands reuniting was kind of... They didn't do it, you know? And now it's absolutely part of our cultural life that everyone, right, it's 5 minutes, we've now got to get together again, you know, because the bank account's
we cashed in on something, like exactly. let's milk it. We got to milk it till it's dry.
And while you're milking it, and there's unquestionably a massive financial aspect to that, you also have to pretend that you're doing it for great artistic and cultural reasons as well. And sometimes you might be, you know, you might be, but I don't know, I like things, I don't think we're going to make an episode better than we made 14, 15 years ago.
How long do you think you're going to do Sherlock for? Because Sherlock Season 4, Series 4, I guess it is, premieres January 1st at 9 p.m. on PBS.
It sure does.
4 is a lot for you, for the series that you've done. Right, like, you're either Tuesday or one season or whatever.
The first season or series of, didn't they, how many episodes were in the first series of Sherlock?
There were only 3 in all of them.
Oh,
Wait, no,
okay.
didn't part? I'm correct. Didn't the third series have 7?
No, there's 3. It's literally been 4 seasons of 3 episodes and 1 special. We had a special last year called The Abominable Bride. Yeah, that was all. No, they've only been 3, but they're all an hour and a half. You know, so it's like we're giving you 3 little movies.
Right.
So it's not that stingy.
Right, right. Do you have any idea how long you want this to run on for? Just until it's not good because it's still good.
I just think until it's a natural pause. I think life does sometimes have a way of telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, this is probably it now. I mean, it does feel like, this last series did have a feeling of, I don't know whether it's finality to it, but it certainly had a feeling of a pause to it. It definitely had a feeling of that. And I'm never ever afraid of things ending. I don't mean, I'm not looking forward to life ending or love ending or whatever, but things that we make, I think should end.
You really do have a very good grasp on finite things, like, because you do leave people wanting more, like, that you guys easily could have been in another season of Fargo. People would have enjoyed seeing you do something. Or The Office,
everything, yeah.
They did not, 6, and then a 2-part series. And it's like,
yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ, that was fast.
But can you imagine, though, that the alternative is, and we all know the alternative, is that, you leave people wanting less and people saying, oh, we should stop 5 years ago. And that's not a good place to be, however much money you've made.
I've been doing that my entire career.
I know, I want less from you just from this.
Right. Yeah. The great news I was going to say for everybody is this is the ending of this interview. It's over now.
I've really enjoyed it.
That was great, yes. And like Sam said, Series 4, Sunday, January 1st, 9 o'clock on PBS.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
It's a great show.
It's so great.
And Martin, it's been great talking to you, man.
I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. What the fuck were you doing?
I just saw through the window as I'm coming. What the fuck was that?
Sick baby, put your headphones on.
Yeah.
That was disturbing.
You saw that too, right?
Yeah, it was gross.
I just saw that coming back. What was that?
What are you doing? He got excited.
That music came on.
What, this music?
Yeah, this music.
And what'd you do?
The D-bag shuffle.
How does it go?
It's in the shoulders mostly.
Do the D-bag shuffle again. That's not what you do. Yeah, do the D-bag shuffle. Do not be all self-conscious.
It was
way more lively than that.
Boy, there was a little more.
Oh, god damn it!
You'd prefer if I don't do that.
Because I just asked him before he came in. I was like, "Who's the interview that you put up yesterday?" Because I was going to plug that the Emil Hirsch interview is on the YouTube channel.
Word.
And I think he got a little excited that he was going to get some credit for his YouTube work, and so he started doing this fucking weird dance.
It's Friday.
D-bag shuffle.
Well, he came up with that, not me.
I don't care who came up with that. That's what it is. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
Exactly.
It was honestly, that's worse than Travis's Nannerpuss dance.
Oh,
I'm not familiar.
Nannerpuss.
That's worse than the Nannerpuss dance.
Oh my God, I forgot about the Nannerpuss.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
God,
guess
that was
what?
like 10 years ago.
I like pancakes.
I missed the Nannerpuss dance.
You do?
I'm sure it's on YouTube.
I'd love to, but I mean, I'd love to see the Nannerpuss dance again.
But I don't want to see Travis do it.
I honestly don't even remember how it goes.
Yeah,
well, here's
a turkey.
I'd like to play the video, and then maybe we could see if we could translate the D-bag shuffle into the Nannerpuss dance.
Yeah, how about that?
That's fair, right?
Yeah, do the Nannerpuss dance.
That's
Impulsive.
right. He's getting it ready.
Nanner cunt.
Oh, E-Rock.
Oh, yeah. The Nannerpuss. Yeah, I hated the Nannerpuss. How'd the Nannerpuss song go? Nannerpuss was such a fucking jizzbag. The old XM studio with the stripper pole. That was a great studio.
It was a great studio.
You didn't find it to be too big?
Except we didn't use the stripper pole for strippers. We used it for Bobo and stuff like that, and E-Rock.
E-Rock does the Nannerpuss.
See, can you do that?
How does it have 19,000
Was
views?
that an E-Rock thing or a Travis thing?
It doesn't matter. It's just the Nannerpuss
was
dance.
just a thing.
Nannerpuss was America.
Adrian, pull up the Nannerpuss commercial and see if the Nannerpuss song is on YouTube.
The Nannerpuss.
You could call me the Nannerpuss.
Oh, yeah. But I remember Nannerpuss.
What was it for?
I think it was
for
a treat, right?
IHOP.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're right.
Because I love pancakes.
Oh, the
there it
Nannerpuss.
is. There it is. Okay, D-Bag, just listen to it once.
You can call me Nannerpuss. And guess what? I love pancakes.
Isn't it time for a serious breakfast? This Tuesday.
No, I don't think so. All right, D-Bag?
Okay.
So can you do the Nannerpuss dance?
No, do it. Not can you. You can do it.
Yes, that's right. All right.
Fucking do the Nannerpuss before you shit in your mouth.
And let me tell you something, D-Bag.
No shit in my mouth, please.
This one's going online.
Okay.
You shit eater.
Hold on a second. You don't need to be at the mic to do the fucking Nannerpuss.
Are you Snapchatting it?
Yeah, I was going to Snapchat Martin Freeman, but I just didn't.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
okay, so you're getting the camera ready there for YouTube.
Get that fucking TV thing off.
Are you going to Snapchat it? Are you going to Snapchat it on our account too, Adrian?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to go more viral? Our mannequin challenge or D-Bag doing the nannerpuss?
I don't know. I'd like to combine you doing the nannerpuss with someone playing the knockout game.
Just another viral challenge. Wait, Troy, did you just come in to watch the nannerpuss? Yeah. That's cool.
I want to hear the nannerpuss too.
You're welcome in here anytime. I just, with everything that's gone on today, I'm surprised that this is what drew you in.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I like it. All right, so you're gonna hit play on nannerpuss.
You know, did you see Travis do the dance?
Yeah. Well, you saw E-Rock do it.
All right.
You saw the video, and you saw the banana do the dance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready? Sick Bizzle? Sizzle Bizzle.
No,
Sizzle Bizzle. The Sizzle Bizzle is going to do the nannerpuss. Go for it.
You can call me Nannerpuss. And guess what? I love pain.
That was great. That was great. Should we do another take? This time you got to look at this camera. So the people at home. For the people at home. All right, you got that replay queued up, Troy?
Yep.
Good. All right. Then let's because you do it fucking awesome. You know why? Because you do it with confidence. Because you're a confident guy, and you should be. Honestly, if I were you, I'd be a lot more confident.
I've never heard of this before.
Well,
I'm into the nannerpuss.
You are. You
part
like
of him that thinks I'm a natural nannerpusser.
Well, because he's like, I know the guys are kind of like, ribbing me a little bit, but the reason they're making fun of me is because I have naturally good rhythm. So
yeah,
I like that you took off your glasses for it too, just to be like, because
well, he wanted to nannerpuss properly.
Yeah, he wanted to be camera ready. This could be your big break. You know that, right? I wouldn't be surprised if MTV's The Grind called you after this. I think so. I think so. All right, for this camera now. You got to play the camera. Take those glasses off. Those beady eyes of yours. And yeah, I'm you ready, D Bizzle? You going to do it for here? Cuz you're not facing the camera. Yeah, but your profile to it. You don't have to be leaning on the desk, you can show your body off. The ladies want to see your body. The female
I got limited
Jim Norton, Sam Roberts show fans, they want to see your body.
Yeah, singular.
You're right. The one lady who listens. Your mom. All right, let's do it.
You can call me Nannerpuss. And guess what? I love pain.
Isn't it time for...
It's terrible.
Fucking upsetting.
It's so bad. He just gets so into it. I've never seen anybody so into anything.
Yeah, he does it with irony, and then all of a sudden, a real joy kicks in.
Yeah.
It starts ironically and then becomes joyful.
Right. You can tell because the intensity picks up in a major, major way. You like doing that, huh?
Not so bad.
It's not bad, right? It's not bad.
It's Friday, good show.
Could that be? Thank you very much. Could that be a fun Friday celebration for you? Maybe in your personal life.
Yeah. Do the nannerpuss as Gary Busey is trying to get your girlfriend on his lap.
Right
Come
here.
Do the nannerpuss. Imagine that if Gary Busey is like his girlfriend's on Gary's lap and he's feeling her up and he D-bags face the other way, just nannerpussing his
He's too preoccupied dancing to notice what was happening.
He's doing the dance, and then he turns around and sees his girlfriend getting sexually assaulted by Gary Busey.
Yeah, Gary's doing the finger puss.
What do you say?
You can see it on all.
Oh, wow. That's how quick we are.
How convenient.
All forms of social media. So that includes Twitter, huh?
Twitter,
Peckles.
Instagram.
All over, and even Peckles. That's great. If you go to Jim and Sam Show on Twitter, Instagram stories, Snapchat, the whole deal. You put it on the Facebook page? Yeah, put the video. Don't put a link to it. Make it a Facebook video. But you can get it on all forms of our social media. Jim and Sam Show, I think we just found, this is like American Bandstand.
Nanakuda.
You said Nanacunt a minute ago, like it was already established that puss is slang for vagina. We got it, man.
You know, like 10 minutes later, same joke, but worse.
No, especially not when it's interrupting everybody, like as we're winding down that topic of conversation. It's just like putting it out there, really. It's no place for it. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Oh my God. Did you see, I guess we still have a couple minutes. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to play this week that we didn't get to play.
Monster Rain?
No.
What did you want to play?
No, like audio.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to play the game. That's where you sucked your friend's dick. I don't want to play that game with you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I don't know. Do you want to do the Ted Cruz thing?
What is it?
Or what? What do you like that we didn't get to? Because there's a ton of stuff that I like.
What are the options?
Let's see. I don't want to do the terrible Christmas song. We could do that next week. There's the Hofstra thing, the Hofstra frat thing. Ted Cruz talking about queso. What do you like? Maybe the kangaroo getting punched in the face.
I would say Ted Cruz.
All right, you cool with that, Jim?
Oh, what's Hofstra?
Hofstra is a guy like a frats with the guys puking on each other.
Yeah, sure.
What do you want to see? Ted Cruz talking about queso or the puke?
Puke.
Okay.
Why don't we do both?
All right. Let's do.
You can call me the Nannerpuss.
Let's do the Ted Cruz thing
all
first,
day.
then. And get the TV on over here so Jimbo can see it. Jimbo!
What up? What up?
So, Ted Cruz, you wonder what he's doing now since the election didn't work out for him. And he got stopped by the press somewhere. It looks like he's in Washington or some political thing. And for some reason, he just started talking about queso sauce. Queso, like the liquid cheese or whatever. He started talking, he's got a major affinity for queso. Now, don't forget, Ted Cruz is the fucking creep.
Yeah, he's a creep.
Who said his favorite food is canned soup. Like, that's what he did. He said
asshole.
He just buys like Costco size packets of cans of soup. He just loves heating up a can of soup and enjoying dinner.
Because he can't cook. He's a fucking creep. His wife and kids probably avoid him because he's creepy.
And because he's got soup breath.
Yeah.
He's just always eating a bowl of soup. That's so fucking creepy.
Yeah, sodium breathed idiot.
Yeah. Honey, I wanted some saltines with my soup.
How much sodium do you need, Ted?
He just loves it. He loves a salted cracker and a bowl of chunky soup.
Yeah, now why don't you get in there with me and the kids are going to do the Nannerpuss.
You think he does the Nannerpuss? Honey, we wanted to put a show on for you, and I thought that me and the kids would come together and do the Nannerpuss.
Can you imagine if that brought down his candidacy? That there was footage of him at home in his underpants and t-shirt doing the Nannerpuss?
Why didn't we put D-Bag in his underpants and t-shirt to do the Nannerpuss?
Well, there's always next week when there's guests.
That's true.
In front of a girl.
That's true.
We should do the Nannerpuss in his underpants.
Yeah, we should have him do it in front of Joanna Nosichinski. She would probably really enjoy that.
Yeah, I think she would enjoy him.
Adrian, do you think that'd be humiliating?
Yes. In a tucked in t-shirt.
Tucked into his undies.
Yeah, a tucked in 1950s wife beater t-shirt.
Yeah.
Doing the fucking Nannerpuss in front of Joanne Nosichinski, who's an 11.
Yeah, I mean, she's a former Miss whatever, America, Miss New York.
And she's beautiful. She's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fun to hang out with.
She's awesome.
And is so fucking hot that I can't imagine somebody better to do the Nannerpuss. She loves a good dance is the thing.
Yeah.
How's D-Bag doing in there, Travis?
Well, he was really, I think, like high on life for a minute until you guys started talking about this.
I think he's high now because he's reveling in his new Nannerpuss stardom.
Make sure he knows that every day next week he's got to wear like a white undershirt, t-shirt, and white tighty whities.
Yeah.
Okay. Every day next week you have to wear a white undershirt and tighty whities.
He has to wear the same shirt as Joey's father in The Wanderers. Tell him that's how we want him to dress.
Right. Because we don't know when we're going to do this. I mean, if we do it on a Tuesday, he only has to wear it till Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, if we do it on Tuesday, then you don't have to wear it again.
You can go.
He says he's not wearing tighty whities.
Yes, he is. Tell him to go to fucking CVS and expense yourself a bag of Hanes white tighty whities.
I'll buy him.
It's not the money.
He says it's not the money.
Adrian's going to buy him for him.
He's dressing in his 1950s t-shirt and fucking wearing tighty whities, and he's doing the fucking Nannerpuss.
I'm gonna have you tell him.
We also have bumper stickers now. They're gonna be called "Whip 'Em Out Tuesdays." This old Opie Anthony stuff that we're doing.
You're wearing tighty whities though, bro.
Come on.
Yeah, it's fine.
No.
It's fine. You can wear two pairs.
Why?
If you
You're
want.
a 1950s dude.
That's fine, but they're not comfortable first. And
you don't like them? Diaper pants?
It'll show your package off.
Absolutely. Let's show that big, delicious cock off, if you don't mind me saying it.
If you're going to have Joanna Nosichinski in here, you're gonna want to show her your package, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
She doesn't want to see my package.
She does. She's probably interested. I think she has a guy, but so what?
I have nothing to offer.
She just wants to look. Just a nice little,
little eye candy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Plus that song, we should loop that song so it goes on a lot longer.
Yeah. Adrian, I'm assuming you'll be ready with that?
I sure will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tidy Whities next week. Yes.
Nana snatch.
Do you have a commitment?
Yeah, I'm not into the Tidy Whities thing.
Well, then the answer is no.
I don't have commitment to Tidy Whities.
No, to the show.
I have commitment to the show.
We need that for the show, dude.
We need it more than anything.
Need is
the word.
Relative.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's relative to the people who have their names on the wall.
We need Nana Puss dancing in underpants, and you need a job.
Yeah. Bro, if you're gonna use your fucking 1950s hair slickener, and you're gonna use
exactly, it's the same conch that Sammy Davis Jr. used,
and you're gonna wear 1950s glasses, you gotta wear 1950s underpants.
Yeah.
Fair is fair, dude.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense for the video if you're not wearing tidy whities.
That's right. You're fucking your Nat King Cole hairdo.
What kind of underwear are you gonna wear?
The same underwear I wear every day.
Which is what?
Oh, it's a thong.
Briefs.
It's what?
Briefs.
Briefs.
He doesn't say his S properly.
Briefs.
Stop leaving your F's out.
Briefs.
Briefs and tidy whities are the same fucking things.
Yeah. What kind do you wear?
Boxer briefs.
Briefs.
Oh.
Briefs.
They didn't even have boxer briefs in the 50s.
No.
Yeah, I wasn't around in the 50s either.
Exactly,
yeah, but
your hair was.
That's fair.
It has to be of the time, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense for the video if you've got boxer briefs on. There's going to be no suspension of disbelief.
Absolutely.
People aren't going to know what they're watching.
The wonders of radio.
You're a Nanner Puss sensation.
No. It's going to be strictly visual for all forms of social media.
How do you think, though, by the way, now that Nanner Puss King title has been stolen from Travis Dog?
You bummed, dude? You bummed that he took your title?
I can't hear you.
Oh, are you bummed that he took your Nannerpuss?
To me.
You bummed that he took your Nannerpuss title?
Puts the headphones on my head.
Yeah,
of course
he's a
he
good boy.
does.
He's dutiful. He's a dutiful boy.
Is he wearing underwear?
Derek, you wearing underwear?
No, I mean, is he going to wear the right underwear next week?
Oh, are you?
And tell him.
Are you going to wear the underwear next week?
No.
Yeah,
he's wearing.
Yeah.
Okay, Adrian. After the show today,
Yes.
you have to buy Derek the underwear so that he has it in his hand today before he leaves.
Okay.
Underpants.
You're an extra small.
Underpants.
You're an extra small, right, Derek?
You're an extra small?
No, not the waist is a little
That's
bigger.
incorrect.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's gonna muffin top over those.
He says it doesn't matter because he's not wearing them.
Then maybe you should stay home next week.
Ooh, 5-day weekend.
Yeah, D-bag, you'll wear them. You'll wear 'em.
Yeah, you're gonna wear them.
It's a part of the show's mystique.
Exactly.
And I'm not sad about him taking the title. I mean, things aren't meant to last.
Right.
Like
it
Martin
has
Freeman
a
said.
finality.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, D-Bag, that you have to wear tidy whities. What's next? We're going to do... The one thing we would never do to anybody is literally every day make fun of them for their mother walking out on their family. No, you're right. You're right.
Derek's got it really hard.
Yeah, it's just you, buddy. It's just you. We would
Yeah.
definitely not mock Adrian's fatness so much that he had to spend an entire summer eating grilled chicken and mustard every day.
Yeah.
No, we would never. We
At
would
least
never
your
do
parents
that.
love you. No offense, Travis.
Right. Right.
I have 50%.
Adrian's a pig.
Just said
Did Roland say Adrian's a pig?
Adrian's a pig.
Roland has the biggest tits on staff.
Oh.
Did you hear that, Roland?
He says you have the biggest tits on.
Titty boy.
He'll get you back.
Oh.
And when Roland says that, he will.
He started.
You think he will, Travis?
Oh, yeah. Roland holds grudges.
Sure does. As well as a lot of pizzas.
All right, forget about Ted Cruz and Queso. This underpants argument is
it's important.
Taking up all our time. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we need people that are going to be committed to the show. That's what it is at the end of the day. Adrian, if I told you to roll up here in a thong and just leave it on all day.
I'll take my clothes off right now.
Thank you. Troy. Yeah. You're not even a show. You're a channel employee. But if I said what the show needs is you showing off your tats, and that means I need to see the butt cheeks. I need you in a thong.
Whatever you guys need.
I wouldn't do it for free, though.
What would we need to provide?
How about a little nana puss for the chipper?
He spit all over the microphone.
How about some nana puss for the chipper?
If you want to see Jim Norton this weekend.
I think my shows are all sold out. There might be, as of yesterday, there was like 9 tickets for the Saturday Late Show, and that was it. They're probably singles, but that's the Friday is tonight's sold out, and tomorrow's show sold out.
All right, great.
And then New Year's Eve in Tarrytown.
Yeah, if you want to see him in Tarrytown this New Year's Eve, I'll be there. The Tarrytown Music Hall. That's
You are
Westchester.
coming?
Yeah, it's Westchester.
Good. That's Chester.
Yeah, I always try to find the hot Westchester event for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But if you want to see Jim Norton at the Tarrytown Music Hall, jimnorton.com is the place to go. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. We got the Emil Hirsch interview up from yesterday. The Martin Freeman interview is going to be up in short order. And you'll be able to see how hot Stephanie Tanner looked today.
Ooh. Sweet!
We'll be back next week.
People don't like that one, do
No,
they?
why would they?
It's fun.
No, it's not.
Okay.
We'll be back next week.
Yes, we will.
With 5 more amazing shows.
Yeah.